मॉड्यूल से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। यह आप अपनी स्क्रीन पर देख पा रहे हैं, यह है प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल।
प्रपल्शन मॉड्यूल का मुख्य उद्देश्य है लैंडर तथा रोवर को पृथ्वी की कक्षा से चंद्रमा की कक्षा में, जो कि 100 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार कक्षा होगी, उसमें उचित अभिवृद्धि में लैंडर मॉड्यूल को अपने से पृथक कर चंद्रमा की सतह पर भेजना है। ऐसा करने के लिए इसमें एमएमएच और मॉन का प्रयोग कर 440 न्यूटन के थ्रस्टर्स वाले इंजन्स लगे हुए हैं। इसमें आवश्यक संचार सुविधाएं भी उपलब्ध हैं।
Speaking about the major milestones in the journey of Chandrayaan 3 to the moon, the spacecraft consists of propulsion module, lander and rover. Lander is planned to touch down at south pole of moon. The major 10 phases of the mission are: the first phase, called the Earth-centric phase, comprises of pre-launch, launch, ascent and earthbound maneuver. While the second phase is the lunar transfer phase, as the name suggests, the Chandrayaan spacecraft moves closer to the moon. Next 8 phases are in the moon orbit, the third being the lunar orbit insertion, followed by the moon-bound maneuvers phase, which mark the fourth phase. And next it is now that the propulsion module separates from the lunar module when 100 by 100 circular orbit of the moon is achieved. The Chandrayaan 3 in its sixth phase carries out D-boost from 100 kilometers to 100 by 30 kilometers orbit, followed by the pre-landing phase as seventh phase, and then the most awaited landing phase takes place.
आपके सामने है मिशन नियंत्रण कक्ष का दृश्य। सभी सेंटर डायरेक्टर्स अपने स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं कि ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस किस तरह पूरा हो रहा है। दर्शक दीर्घा भी इस इंतज़ार पे। प्रमोशन से हम 5 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं।
-5 minutes.
Most of you might recall the Chandrayaan 2 mission and the intense moments when all the enthusiastic Indians were waiting for the touchdown of the lander on the surface of moon. The launch view gallery with the overwhelming crowd of visitors.
पूरे दर्शक दीर्घा यहाँ बहुत उत्साहित। मौसम में थोड़ी परेशानी हो सकती है, लेकिन सब अपनी सुविधाओं के साथ में यहाँ उपस्थित हुए हैं।
We are close to 4 minutes from the scheduled launch time.
-4 minutes.
Gaining from the heritage of Chandrayaan 2, the Chandrayaan 3 is upgraded in several aspects for the enhanced robustness through extensive ground tests and simulation.
Onboard computer in flight mode.
ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस जारी है। इस दौरान सभी संचार तंत्रों की स्वास्थ्य जांच, बैटरी आवेशन पूर्ण किया जा चुका है। कुछ अंतिम गतिविधियां जैसे ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर पर रियल टाइम प्रोग्राम लोड करना, पायरो लाइन को आर्म मोड में लाना, गैस टैंक का अंतिम आवेशन, और यह सभी घटनाएं संतोषजनक तरीके से पूर्ण की जा रही हैं।
-3 minutes.
अब हम उड़ान से 3 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं। प्रमोशन तथा इस प्रमोशन की घटनाक्रम को पहले ही बताया जा चुका है। सर्वप्रथम दोनों S200 स्टेप ऑन बूस्टर प्रज्वलित किए जाएंगे T0 पर।
Pre-flight pressurization of the hydrogen tank commenced.
S200 के प्रज्वलन के 108 सेकंड के पश्चात L110 जो कि
-2 minutes,
तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है, इसका प्रज्वलन शुरू कर दिया जाएगा।
L110 के प्रज्वलन के पश्चात करीब 137 सेकंड पर S200 बूस्टर्स को यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा।
We are close to 1.5 minutes from the scheduled launch time.
सभी दर्शकों को ज्ञात है यह एक ऐतिहासिक मिशन होने वाला है। पूरे भारतवर्ष की आंखें इसमें हैं। इस यादगार पल के लिए यहाँ सब उपस्थित
-1 minute,
अब हम उड़ान से 1 मिनट की दूरी पर
-45 seconds, -50 seconds,
All sequences armed. Stage ready.
-45 seconds, -40 seconds,
L110 VHPP open. MOV 79
-33
open.
seconds, -30 seconds,
Real-time programs activated.
-25 seconds,
L110 VSPP open.
-20 seconds, -15, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 5 seconds.
Lift off normal. P1
Here
tracking.
we have a majestic liftoff of LVM-3 M4 rocket carrying India's prestigious Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft.
P2 tracking.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन LVM-3 M4 रॉकेट का। यह भीमकाय रॉकेट आसमान को चीरते हुए अपनी भयानक दहाड़ से चारों ओर कंपन उत्पन्न कर रहा है, जिसे हम यहाँ महसूस कर सकते हैं, और यही दहाड़ है जो वैज्ञानिकों को रोमांचित करती है। LVM-3 के उत्थापन के साथ ही हमारे अंतरिक्ष यान चंद्रयान-3 की चंद्रमा की यात्रा प्रारंभ हो चुकी है।
As the rocket is soaring through the clear skies, every second moving closer to the accomplishment of the most important milestone in its mission to moon. Every Indian witnessing the launch live is content with the feeling of watching history in the making.
चंद्रमा की सतह पर अपना छाप छोड़ने के लिए चंद्रयान 3 अपने मिशन को पूरा करने निकल चुका है। वर्तमान में दोनों S200 स्टेप ऑन बूस्टर सामान निष्पादन करते हुए अपनी निर्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं।
The S200 motors thrusting simultaneously, generating a peak thrust of close to 6,000 kilonewtons in vacuum. They are made of HTPB-based solid propellant, 204.5 tons in each strap-on. Close to 2 tons of propellant being burnt each second.
S200 स्टेप ऑन बूस्टर्स का कुल प्रज्वलन काल 126 सेकंड का है और अभी अभी घोषणा की गई L110 स्टेज का भी प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है।
Apart from the strap-ons, the core stage has also commenced its operation. This stage, based on combination
200 stages are separated.
of hypergolic earth storable liquid propellants UH-25 and N2O4. Now the S-200s have been separated.
घटनाक्रम के अनुसार यह यान इस यान से S-200 स्ट्रैप-ऑन बूस्टर्स को सफलतापूर्वक पृथक कर दिया गया है। यह काम सेपरेशन मोटर्स की मदद से किया जाता है। इसके बाद L110 तरल नोदक पर आधारित और विकास इंजन के साथ यह चरण सामान्य निष्पादन करता हुआ
अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहा है। अभियान
3 minutes.
क्लोज लूप गाइडेंस के अंतर्गत है।
L110 stage performance normal.
The trajectory of launch vehicle is closely following the prediction.
Payload fairing separated.
जी हाँ, पेलोड फेयरिंग को पृथक कर दिया गया है यान से, क्योंकि यान अब 114.8 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है। इस चरण का कुल प्रज्वलन काल 200 सेकेंड होता है और इस दौरान यह करीब 1600 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करता है।
We are 220 seconds past the launch time. Current altitude is 135 kilometers. In the 200 seconds of its operation, the L110 stage carries the rocket up to 175.5 kilometers altitude and imparts a relative velocity of 4.18 kilometers per second, that is 250 kilometers every minute.
L110 stage performance normal.
LVM-3M4 रॉकेट का द्वितीय चरण पूर्णतः सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए इस चरण में कुल 113 टन के तरल नोदक भरे जाते हैं। N2O4 तथा UH-25 अर्थ स्टोरेबल प्रोपेलेंट को ईंधन के रूप में प्रयोग किया जाता है इस चरण में।
Stage ignition is authorized.
अगला चरण C-25 का प्रज्वलन भावी है।
Plus 5 minutes.
L110 stage thrust cut off and separated. C25 ignition command. 25 ignition confirmed.
That's a piece of really good news that the
Third stage has started its operation. The C-25 stage has been ignited.
जी हाँ, एक बहुत ही जटिल
प्रक्रिया होती है क्रायो इंजन का इग्निशन और इसके प्रज्वलन के साथ ही तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट से गूंज उठा है मिशन नियंत्रण कक्ष। तृतीय चरण C-25 वर्तमान में प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर रहा है। पूर्णतः सामान्य, सभी तंत्र पूर्णतः सामान्य हैं।
118 kilonewtons thrust in vacuum is what the stage develops with its 28.6 tons propellant combination of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Present altitude
Stage
is close.
performance normal.
तृतीय और यह अंतिम चरण है इस यान का C-25। यह क्रायो ईंधन पर आधारित चरण है जिसमें लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन, लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन का इस्तेमाल होता है। इसमें कुल 28 टन का क्रायो ईंधन पूरी सुरक्षा तथा सावधानी के साथ भरा जाता है। इस चरण में 186 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न होता है और यह करीब 640 सेकंड तक प्रज्वलित रहेगा। इसमें दिशा नियंत्रण के लिए इंजन जिम्बल का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। क्रायो ईंधन का विशिष्ट आवेग 446 सेकंड के करीब होता है।
Currently, the rocket is at an altitude of 210 kilometers.
Plus 7 minutes.
While there is no much variation in altitude, this stage will add to the relative velocity immensely.
rear stage
आइए
performance
अब आपको
normal.
पेलोड के बारे में जानकारी देते हैं। लैंडर मॉड्यूल्स पे कई वैज्ञानिक प्रयोगों के लिए पेलोड्स लगाए गए हैं।
India's prestigious lunar landing spacecraft Chandrayaan-3 moving closer to its intended injection spot in the orbit. The propulsion module provides propulsion for earthbound maneuvers, translunar injection, and moonbound orbits. It also has a payload to study the spectral and polarimetric measurements of Earth and lunar orbit. The abbreviated name of the payload is SHAPE. Among the payloads of the lander module, the following are included. A landwehr probe called Rambha to measure the near-surface plasma density, that is the density of ions and electrons, and its changes with time. The second payload is Chandra's Surface Thermophysical Experiment or CHAST to measure thermal properties of lunar surface near polar regions. To measure the seismicity around the landing site and delineating the structure of the lunar crust and mantle, payload ILSA is there. The rover, after its descent, will further the
Rear
scientific
stage
study
performance
objectives
normal.
through its own payloads. For better understanding of chemical and mineralogical composition of lunar surface, LIBS or laser-induced breakdown spectroscope is included. Another payload is the alpha particle X-ray spectrometer.
जी हाँ, लैंडर मॉड्यूल में 3 पेलोड हैं, रोवर में 2 और प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल में 1 पेलोड भेजा गया है। चंद्रयान 3 के स्वदेशी लैंडर और रोवर में नितभारों का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। यह अंतर्ग्रही मिशन के लिए भी आवश्यक तकनीकों का प्रदर्शन करेंगे। लैंडर के पास यह क्षमता है कि वह चंद्रमा की उबड़-खाबड़ सतह में भी बड़ी सावधानी से उतर सकेगा और रोवर को बाहर लाने के लिए और संचार सुविधाएं प्रदान करने के लिए सक्षम होगा। चंद्रयान 3 के लैंडर और रोवर में कुल 6 नितभार हैं। रेडियो एस्ट्रोनॉमी ऑफ मून बाउंड हाइपर सेंसिटिव आयनोस्फीयर एंड एटमॉस्फेयर, जिसे शॉर्ट में रंभा कहा जाता है, यह चंद्रमा की सतह के पास प्लाज्मा के घनत्व तथा समय के साथ बदलाव का मापन करेगा। इसके बाद चंद्र सरफेस थर्मोफिजिकल एक्सपेरिमेंट चंद्रमा के ध्रुवीय सतह के आसपास की थर्मल प्रॉपर्टीज का मापन करेगा। इंस्ट्रूमेंट फॉर ल्यूनर सिस्मिक एक्टिविटी लैंडिंग साइट के आसपास के क्षेत्र में भूकंप जैसी गतिविधियों का पता लगाएगा। रोवर में चंद्रमा की सतह के तत्वात्मक विश्लेषण के लिए लेजर इंड्यूस्ड ब्रेकडाउन स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोप और अल्फा पार्टिकल एक्सरे स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोप इसका इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। एक बहुत ही दिलचस्प वैज्ञानिक निर्धार है शेप स्पेक्ट्रोपोलैरिमेट्री ऑफ हैबिटेबल प्लैनेट अर्थ,
जो कि चंद्रमा से पृथ्वी से परावर्तित नियर इंफ्रारेड किरणों का विश्लेषण
दूसरे जीवन सहायक ग्रहों को खोजने में मदद करेगा। वर्तमान में C-25 इंजन कार्यरत है और पूर्णतः सामान्य प्रदर्शन कर रहा है। अब हम प्रमोशन से 700 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं। सापेक्ष गति 6.5 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड,
ऊंचाई 191 किलोमीटर।
As we have told you about the Chandrayaan 3's upgrades in the aspects of enhanced robustness through extensive ground tests and simulation. During the last phase of landing, the module will have a vertical velocity of less than 1 meter per second and a horizontal velocity
of less than 0.5 meters per second from a height of 3 meters. The lander legs are designed to be robust enough to drive the impact. The cameras are tuned to take pictures ahead of the landing and enable intelligent decision making for choice of best location to land avoiding craters and
Real
boulders
stage
on lunar
performance
surface.
normal.
The successive pictures will also enable the craft to determine its horizontal and vertical velocity in real time. Laser Doppler velocity sensor is an upgrade in Chandrayaan-3 over its predecessor. It helps to determine instantaneous velocity of craft. Insights into the behavior of Chandrayaan-2 in the last few minutes of its descent has revealed to the scientists the necessity for upgrade in the guidance algorithm. Inputs from various sensors are used by the autonomous navigation guidance algorithm of Chandrayaan-3 to plan the flight path to the most suitable landing spot. The engines of Chandrayaan-3 are capable of more gradual throttling also.
वर्तमान में हम प्रमोशन से 817 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं। करीब 950 सेकंड पर तृतीय चरण क्रायोजेनिक इंजन को शट ऑफ कर दिया जाएगा और उचित अभिवृद्धि प्राप्त कर चंद्रयान 3 को यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा। चंद्रयान 3 को LVM-3M4 द्वारा इलिप्टिकल पार्किंग ऑर्बिट में लॉन्च करने के पश्चात 170 किलोमीटर की पेरिजी पर क्रमशः 5 बार मैन्यूवरिंग कमांड दिया जाएगा। 5वीं बार में यह पृथ्वी से चंद्रमा की ओर प्रस्थान करेगा, जिसे हम ल्यूनर ट्रांसफर ऑर्बिट के नाम से जानते हैं। फिर 5 अगस्त 2023 को यह चंद्रमा की कक्षा में प्रवेश करेगा और फिर क्रमशः 5 मैन्यूवरिंग के पश्चात प्रोपल्शन मॉड्यूल चंद्रमा की 100 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार कक्षा में स्थापित हो जाएगा। यहाँ यह उचित समय और अभिवृद्धि में लैंडर मॉड्यूल को पृथक करेगा और 23 अक्टूबर 2023 को
चंद्रमा की सतह पर लैंडिंग की प्रक्रिया शुरू की जाएगी।
Plus 15 minutes.
We have come close to 900 seconds after the launch. Currently, the C-25 stage is thrusting. Current relative velocity is 9.29 kilometers per second.
जी हाँ, कुछ ही क्षणों में हम देखेंगे तृतीय चरण LVM-3M4 रॉकेट का चंद्रयान को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जा रहा है और उद्दिष्ट कक्षा प्राप्त होते ही और उचित अभिवृद्धि प्राप्त होते ही चंद्रयान 3 को अंतक्षेपित कर दिया जाएगा।
Cryo stage thrust cut off. Satellite injection condition is achieved.
अभी पुष्टि की गई चंद्रयान 3 को प्रमोशन की कक्षा प्राप्त कर ली गई है।
Chandrayaan 3 satellite separated.
चंद्रयान 3 को सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है इलिप्टिकल पार्किंग ऑर्बिट पर।
Chandrayaan 3 has attained a major milestone successfully.
Chandrayaan 3 mission accomplished. Handing over to mission director.
This is mission director. The LVM-3M4 Chandrayaan mission accomplished its precise satellite injection conditions. LVM-3M4 mission is successful. Jai Hind.
The launch has also added a feather in the cap of LVM-3 rocket. You can watch the jubilant congratulatory gestures of ISRO scientists in the Mission Control Center.
जी हाँ, चंद्रयान को सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है, लेकिन चंद्रयान 3 की यात्रा अभी जारी है। अब इस मिशन के बारे में हम अध्यक्ष महोदय से सुनेंगे और हम आपसे आज्ञा लेते हैं।
We sign off.
नमस्कार।
Up next is address by Secretary DOS, Chairman ISRO.
Congratulations, India. Chandrayaan 3 has started its journey towards moon. Our dear LVM-3 has already put Chandrayaan 3 craft into the precise orbit around Earth. 170 by 36,500 kilometers was its intended target orbit, and it is precisely there now. And let us wish all the best for the Chandrayaan 3 craft to make its further orbit racing maneuvers and travel towards moon in the coming days. So let me wish all the very best to Chandrayaan 3 for its further journey towards moon. Before that, let me introduce the team behind this mission, the mission director, Mr. Mohan Kumar, and also the project director of LVM-3. And we have also the mission director for the Chandrayaan 3 craft, the project director of Chandrayaan 3, Veera Muthuvel. So over to them, Mohan.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Minister of State for Science and Technology and Departments of Space and Atomic Energy, Dr. Jitendra Singh, respected Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space, former secretaries of the department, invited dignitaries, respected dignitaries and invitees, I am very happy to report here that the LVM-3 M4 vehicle has injected the Chandrayaan 3 satellite to the precise orbit, and once again the vehicle is proved to be the most reliable heavy lift vehicle of Indian Space Research Organization. Congratulations to the teamwork of ISRO family. I would like to appraise three things here. The vehicle systems are in the continuous process of quality improvement, especially in the event of our human rating efforts towards making the systems reliable. Secondly, the payload also, capability of the payload also is improved by mission strategies as well as vehicle engineering approaches. We are in the process of increasing the launch frequency of this vehicle considering the national requirements as well as satellite demands. Here, so many improvements we have incorporated in this vehicle. For example, the S200 nozzle, they are processed exactly as per the human rating standards, enabling us to have 100% NDT, and the inherent pocket erosion characteristics are removed. The L100 stage Vikas engine, mostly it is 100% qualified to be the human rated engine with indigenously developed LET throats, and the pocket, the back wall gas entry also is eliminated, and it is a perfect system. And CE20 stage also is perfectly, actually, sir. Good. So we will describe all those details later because of shortage of time. Yes, sir. I take this opportunity to thank all the mission executives because mission executives for all the supports all along the launch campaign process as well as the launch. Once the launch manifest is released and mission executives are identified, really this is a penance of so many across the ISRO centers, our launch vehicle centers, VSSC, LPSC, IPRC, IASU, SDSC, SHAR, URSC and SAC, along with all our industrial partners, major players to the small-scale industries who supply us with all the deliverables in time, quality products, the suppliers of chemicals, propellant ingredients, suppliers of avionics systems, and our own GOCO facility operators. Actually, the industrial manpower is really our ISRO's virtual manpower. Everybody's efforts went into this, and also the prayers and best wishes of all our seniors, retired executives, everyone's prayers and our own family members. I take this opportunity to pray God Almighty for all the blessings in the form of this success, which was the penance by the ISRO family for last 73 days. And my prayerful pranams for the successful continuous operations of the Chandrayaan spacecraft, for its safe and soft landing on lunar surface and further experiments. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Respected Chairman ISRO, Center Directors, dignitaries and my team Chandrayaan 3, very happy to note that our Chandrayaan 3 has been injected into an intended orbit with very close orbital parameters. Congratulations and thanks to LVM-3 team. And all our spacecraft health parameters are normal, including the power generations in both propulsion module and lander module. Our journey to moon has begun now for the most awaited soft landing. We'll be closely monitoring and controlling the spacecraft from ISRO Bangalore. Many critical events are lined up, starting from earthbound maneuvers, insertion into the lunar orbit, and separation of lander, and set of deboost maneuvers, and finally the power descent phase for a soft landing. I take this opportunity to thank Chairman ISRO, Director URSC, and all the center directors for entrusting me this opportunity, who have been the motivational and guidance force behind this mission. My special thanks to Chandrayaan 3 project executives, Associate Project Director Kalpana, Deputy Project Directors, Project Managers across the ISRO centers who have provided an excellent support in building the spacecraft. My special thanks to the expert committees for their constant guidance throughout the various stages of the project. I also thank the various work centers and industries who have contributed directly and indirectly to this mission. My special thanks to URSC council members, group directors, deputy directors across the ISRO centers, and looking forward for the soft landing with all your wishes and blessings from the God. Thank you.
We have our Honorable Minister for Space, Minister of State for Space, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, amongst us during this historic occasion of success of launching of LVM-3. So we would like to hear a few words from him. Over to you, sir.
It is indeed a moment of glory for India and a moment of destiny for all of us over here at Sriharikota who are a part of the history in making. Thank you, Team ISRO, for making India proud. And thank you, Honorable PM Narendra Modi ji, for having made this possible by unlocking the gates of Sriharikota and enabling the India's space sector. You would recall, Honorable Prime Minister had very recently said, sky is not the limit. And living by his words, I think the Chandrayaan today has gone beyond the limits of sky to discover the unexplored horizons of the universe beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, this day today, the 14th of July 2023, is also a day of vindication. Vindication of the dream that Vikram Sarabhai saw 6 decades ago. He might have been short of resources, but never short of confidence. And when we see those pictures of a launcher vehicle being carried on the carriage of a bicycle, without any remorse, without any slightest embarrassment, that is because Vikram and his team had faith in themselves, faith in India's potential, faith in India's acumen. And today, here, we are vindicating and we are reiterating India's indigenous capabilities, living up to the ideal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, as Mother India enters into the next 25 years of this Amrit Kal, she pledges to play a leading global role in the emerging world scenario of 21st century. Thank you and congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir. We will also introduce the directors of the centers who have done all those great work of building the rocket, building the scientific instruments for Chandrayaan-3, the Chandrayaan spacecraft itself, and made all those critical systems, and also the agencies who are going to handle the rest of the mission part, the tracking and the ground stations, and all those teams are here. So I request the directors of those centers to join. First, Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center.
Good afternoon, India. In last 1 year, this is the 10th mission, including the precise landing of the reusable launch vehicle. So with this mission, this is the 7th mission of LVM-3, the successful mission. With this, the success rate of LVM-3 is 100%. And this is the ideal vehicle for Gaganyaan. Some of the changes that we are incorporating in Gaganyaan, we have implemented here. And the Mark III has crossed the reliability of 0.9 and inching forward. So I take this opportunity to salute the entire ISRO community, especially the VSC community and all launch vehicle centers, industry partners for making the stages, making the sub-assemblies and testing. In fact, this is the 3rd launch of LVM-3 in 1 year. You know, the realizing the stages, assembling, testing, and then launching 3 LVM-3s in 1 year is a Herculean task. I salute the industry as well as all the ISRO centers for this. And I wish all the very best. We know that when the beginning is good, the ending has to be good. I wish all the very best to the Chandrayaan for its solitary journey through the vastness of space and for making a feather-like soft landing in the 4th week of August. Good luck. Thank you.
Dr. Narayanan, Director LPSC.
Good afternoon to all of you. It is a historical event for Indian space program and a proud moment for all the Indians across the globe on this momentous occasion of the successful launch of the Chandrayaan-3. 3-in-1 spacecraft in the required orbit with the highest level of precision by our heaviest launch vehicle LVM-3. After the 2 launches of LVM-3 vehicle this year, this vehicle is realized in the record shortest time. Today, once again, all the vehicle systems have performed, demonstrated the 7th successful launch. As you all know, the entire spacecraft community has put wholehearted effort during last 4 years, and we have realized a marvelous, great scientific satellite. For this mission, the entire vehicle performance is as expected, as predicted. In fact, the precision in which the satellite is launched shows the reliability of this vehicle. And we too have 4 liquid propulsion modules, 2 in the launch vehicle. The L110 stage, C25 stage, it has performed extremely well along with all other vehicle systems. We too have 2 more propulsion modules, one for taking the spacecraft to the moon, another one for soft landing. I think it is already well integrated, the system health is very good. Today's success is the culmination of the dedicated, smart and hard work of all the ISRO team members and the work culture of ISRO and the review process what we follow. I am sure all further mission operations will be a grand success and we'll have the successful soft landing. On this occasion, let me congratulate and compliment the members of ISRO team, our family members who have really sacrificed, the partners from industry and academia, and the various review fora. Thank you. Jai Hind.
The Chandrayaan craft was built at the URO Satellite Center, so I request the Director of URC to speak.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity to first thank my colleagues from the Launch Vehicle Center for providing a textbook-like launch for Chandrayaan-3 on its journey towards Moon. Thank you very much. And as Director LPSC and Director VSSC mentioned, realizing this kind of launch vehicle, third launch vehicle within a year's time is indeed a Herculean task. And thank you very much for the effort that has been put by all the members of the launch vehicle community and the industry supporting them. Coming to Chandrayaan-3, Mohan was telling that it is a penance. In fact, it is a penance of the Chandrayaan-3 team for the last 4 years, which has come today as an outcome. It is sitting like a brain sitting inside the head of a human being on that mighty vehicle. On top of that, that satellite was sitting, and it was such a happy moment to see that satellite getting separated. And our work continues from now for the next 42 days till we reach the lunar orbit and touchdown softly on Moon. So we'll speak the rest of the things after the soft landing on top of Moon. Till then, thank you very much for all the members of the satellite community and the industry for your support, which has been continuing over several years, and I'm sure will continue in future also. Thank you very much.
Space Application Center Ahmedabad plays very important role in our scientific instruments and building of the satellites. Over to Director SAC, Nilesh Desai.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. At the outset, let me compliment Team ISRO for this excellent work, and especially vehicle team as well as the project team. And as we begin this historic journey towards Moon, well begun is half done, as it is said. So I'm sure that we'll succeed in our effort and endeavor to land on Moon safe and in secure manner with a soft landing after 45 days. So I wish all the best to all the people who have contributed directly or indirectly, and especially to the project team, spacecraft team, as well as my team at Space Application Center, who has developed sensors and other hazard detection and avoidance system which will help for a secured and safe landing on Moon. So once again, I thank all who have contributed in this mission. Thank you.
Director of this center, Satish Dhawan Space Center, is the chairman of the Launch Authorization Board and also realizing the solid motors of this rocket. So over to Director SDSC Shah Rajarajan.
Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, respected Chairman, our mentors and the dignitaries present here, and the entire ISRO family, a very successful launch, and hearty congratulations to all the LVM-3, M4 and Chandrayaan-3 mission. So once again, the Fat Boy has done its job and put a very precisely our prestigious lunar mission Chandrayaan-3 in the transfer orbit. And I congratulate the SDSC SHAR team, because throughout this launch, we had many launch campaigns of C-55 and 56. Along with that, we are proud to have this. In spite of the weather conditions here, we have successfully launched LVM-3 in the prescribed launch window time between July 12th and 19th. And we had a very good, smooth campaign here, and all the hearty congratulations to the entire launch vehicle team, as well as for the last 2 months for hosting the Chandrayaan-3 team here and carrying out all the tests to make sure that Chandrayaan-3 is also ready for the mission. And I also thank our entire logistics team who handled this huge crowd throughout this campaign period, in particular last 2-3 days. And my sincere thanks to the various Indian industries who are now participating in various aspects of solid motor processing as well as the assembly activities of our launch vehicle to make it successful. And I wish a glorious success in the future to come. And I wish, as mentioned in the last week of August, to have a successful soft landing of Chandrayaan-3 lander on the Moon surface and to make history. Once again, thank you. Jai Hind.
I request all center directors to join on the podium. Please come, all of you. Can you lower this? Please come. Please come here. Come. Please come.
नमस्कार, आप सभी दर्शकों का हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं इसरो के एक और प्रमोशन मिशन के सीधे प्रसारण में। मैं विकास स्वर्णकार अपने साथी कमेंटेटर मिस माधुरी पी के साथ सतीश धवन अंतरिक्ष केंद्र शार श्रीहरिकोटा से प्रमोशन का आंखों देखा हाल आप तक लाने के लिए हम श्रीहरिकोटा से के मिशन नियंत्रण कक्ष से इस प्रमोशन से जुड़ी सारी जानकारियां आप तक उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं। यह मिशन जिसका नाम है GSLV F12 NVS-1 मिशन, इसमें GSLV F12 रॉकेट का प्रमोशन आज 29 मई 2023 को भारतीय मानक समय के अनुसार सुबह 10:42 पर सतीश धवन अंतरिक्ष केंद्र के द्वितीय प्रमोशन मंच से किया जा रहा है।
Namaskar and good morning to the viewers. You are watching the launch event of GSLV F12 NVS-01 mission live on Doordarshan National. I am Madhuri giving the commentary in English for the launch event. With me is my co-commentator Shri Vikas Swarnkar giving commentary in Hindi. The launch of GSLV F12 NVS-01 is scheduled to take place today, the 29th of May 2023 at 10:42 hours Indian Standard Time from the second launch pad at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota, the spaceport of India. Apart from DD National, the live streaming is also available on ISRO website, YouTube and Twitter.
CDP Roger. Control noted.
What area can switch on the radiation?
Today's launch will be the fourth launch of ISRO this year. Now may I ask the curtain raiser for this video, for this launch mission to be played.
Okay, class, who would like to do problem 3 on the board?
Please don't be me. Please don't be me.
I know, Miss Einstein. Let's give someone else a try, Ralphie. How about you, Sophia?
Actually...
Recess!
Whew! Saved by the bell.
What happened, Sophia?
I froze in front of the whole class. What if I'm not smart enough to do math?
That can't be true.
It would be so cool if my brain was like a muscle. Then I could exercise my brain to make it smarter.
But I thought we were either born smart or not smart. It turns out that's not true. Some monsterifically cool scientists studied the brain and learned that it works just like a muscle. If you exercise your brain, it grows stronger, which means that anyone can get smarter.
That's monsterific!
But how do you exercise your brain? By challenging it.
Like when you work really hard to understand a tricky math problem?
Exactly.
Okay, so we know we can grow our brains and get smarter, but how do we do it? Sit on the couch and eat ice cream. Do easy math problems all day long. Do a few challenging math problems. What's your answer? Click here to tell us on Adapted Mind. Hurry, before time runs out.
I'm ready for some brain exercises!
Yeah! Let's grow our brain with some challenging math.
I have just the thing. Let's try some addition below 10. Let's begin. What is 5 plus 3? We can solve the problem by counting on. We start with the bigger number, 5. And then we count on. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done. Now try this one. What is 4 plus 6? Again, we start with the bigger number, 6. Know the answer? Enter it on Monster Math, where you can make your very own monster avatar and earn pets for the math problems you get right. And parents, a real teacher explains any problem your child misses, so they can learn all by themselves.
What will you do next time you face a challenge? Give up. Pretend it's not a challenge. Remember that challenges help your brain grow. Have an answer? Click here to tell us on Adapted Mind. Oh no! Do it quick! Great idea!
Try out super skills for yourself. In the meantime, let's get back to addition, shall we? Let's do another problem together. Try this one. What is 2 plus 7? Click
Play now to check your answer. Again, we start with the bigger number, 7. 7, 8, 9. Let's try another. What is 4 plus 4? Be sure to click Play now to check your answer. Both numbers are 4, so start there. Then count on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more. What is 6 plus 3? Hurry! This is your last chance. Click Play now to check your answer. Again, we start with a bigger number. 6. 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you so much for counting with us. Your child can do more fun munchkin math and learn awesome super skills at AdaptedMind.com.
Proceed to control event number 4.
GSLV F-12 is the 15th flight of India's geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle GSLV and the 9th flight with indigenous cryo stage. This is the 6th operational flight of GSLV with indigenous cryogenic stage. The Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, IRNSS, with an operational name of NAVIC, stands for Navigation with Indian Constellation. It provides accurate real-time positioning and timing services over India and the region extending approximately 1,500 kilometers around the Indian mainland. The variety of services offered by NAVIC aid in different applications like vehicle tracking and fleet management, location-based services integrated into mobile phones, terrestrial navigation aid for travelers, time dissemination, and more, including services to our strategic users. NAVIC consists of 3 segments: space, ground, and user. The space segment consists of base layer constellation of 7 satellites in GEO and GSO plane. NVS-1 satellite is the first of the second generation navigation satellite series. NVS-1 is based on the standard I2K bus structure and has a mass of more than 2,200 kilograms. NVS-1 satellite has a navigation payload working in L1, L5 and S frequency bands. As compared to the first generation satellite series, the second generation satellite series includes L1 navigation band and incorporates indigenously developed rubidium atomic clock. The inclusion of L1 navigation band improves the position, navigation and timing services for civilian users and also facilitates interoperability with other GNSS services. The NVS-1 satellite is designed for a mission life of about 12 years.
Minus 25 minutes.
The GSLV F-12 will place the NVS-1 satellite into a geosynchronous transfer orbit.
No confirmation
It will be launched from the second launch pad of Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, the spaceport of India.
We are in the beginning of 4th industrial revolution, which is AI revolution. So the best thing you can do right now is learn ChatGPT and other AI tools to get most benefited out of this 4th industrial revolution. So if you want to learn ChatGPT and other AI tools, join me for my 2 hours masterclass. Hi, my name is Aditya Kachwe and I am a graduate of IIT Kharagpur. Along with that, I am co-founder of multiple 8-figure companies like B10X, Madabox, Sport and Munitech. In my 2 hours workshop, I am going to teach you how you can use ChatGPT efficiently by giving killer prompts. On top of that, I am going to teach you multiple AI tools which will make you 10x more efficient. Not only this, if you register before tonight, I have included bonuses for 10,500 rupees. All these things just at rupees 299. It is a no-brainer to join this workshop. So see you in the workshop.
Young developers can't clearly differentiate between data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Early on in my career, it was a bit confusing for me too. But to pursue a career in any field, you have to be familiar with the roles and profiles in that field. Join our free masterclass and gain a deep understanding of data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And learn the skills most relevant to your career path. Click the link below to register.
अभी अभी आपने एक संक्षिप्त कट एंड रेजर वीडियो देखा इस मिशन से जुड़ा हुआ। इस मिशन में मुख्य उपग्रह के रूप में NVS-1 नामक नौवहन उपग्रह है, जिसे निर्धारित 170 किलोमीटर की पेरिजी तथा 36,744 किलोमीटर की एपोजी वाली भूतुल्य स्थानांतरण कक्षा में 19.36 डिग्री के झुकाव के साथ प्रक्षेपित किया जाना है। NVS-1 उपग्रह, जो कि नेविगेशन सैटेलाइट की श्रेणी में द्वितीय पीढ़ी का उन्नत उपग्रह है, यह नेविगेशन विद इंडियन कॉन्स्टलेशन नाविक द्वारा प्राप्त सुविधाओं में बढ़ोतरी कर देश में नेविगेशन जैसी सुविधाओं को और उन्नत बनाकर भारत का इस दिशा में स्वदेशीकरण की ओर एक और कदम है।
COT to TCTC, all radar signals are normal.
Futuristic orbit.
Roll to note, event number 481 and 482 completed.
बहुत से छात्रगण यहाँ पर आंखों देखा अनुभव लेने आए हैं। यह बहुत ही रोमांचक अनुभव होता है जब रॉकेट का प्रक्षेपण हम देखते हैं।
We are 23 minutes from the launch. The GSLV F-12 NVS-01 mission intends to place the NVS-01, a navigation satellite weighing 2,232 kgs, into an orbit with perigee at 170 kilometers and an apogee of 36,744 kilometers with 19.36 degrees inclination. It is going to be an eastward mission for a geostationary satellite. Today's launch will be the fourth launch of ISRO this year, while the second launch pad is playing host for second time in 2023. This is 15th launch of GSLV, which flew its first ever mission in 2001. Present launch is 9th flight with indigenous cryo stage, of which 3 were developmental and this one 6th is the operational flight.
इस वर्ष का यह चौथा प्रमोशन मिशन है। SSLV D2 से सफल शुरुआत करते हुए LVM-3 OneWeb India 2 मिशन, फिर PSLV C55 Telios 2 मिशन हमने देखा और आज GSLV F-12 NVS-1 हम देखने जा रहे हैं। यह GSLV Mark II श्रेणी में इसरो की चतुर्थ पीढ़ी का रॉकेट है। यह इस श्रेणी में इसकी 15वीं प्रमोशन होगा।
ROD, Roger.
COI to ROD, all EA systems are ready for launch.
GSLV F-12 के साथ स्वदेशी क्रायो इंजन भी संलग्न है और यह उसकी 9वीं उड़ान होगी।
ROD, Roger.
RS4 to ROD, range safety systems are ready for
This year, ISRO has conducted the launch of SSLV D2 EOS-07 mission from the first launch pad in the month of February. In March, LVM-3 M3 OneWeb India 2 mission was held from the second launch pad. PSLV C55 Telios 2 mission successfully lifted off in April from the first launch pad, and here we are, all set for the GSLV F-12 NVS-01 mission from the second launch pad.
अब हम प्रमोशन से 20 मिनट 23 सेकंड की दूरी पर हैं।
ROD to mission director, range is ready for GSLV F-12 NVS-01 mission. Mission director, Roger.
TTC director to mission director. TTC director confirms readiness of his track stations and network for supporting GSLV F-12 NVS-01 mission.
Mission director, Roger.
Minus 20 minutes.
Control event number 506 completed.
GSLV F-12 NVS-1 मिशन के प्रमोशन की उल्टी गिनती 27.5 घंटे पूर्व शुरू हो चुकी है। इस दौरान यान को पावर ऑन किया गया है। सभी तंत्रों तथा प्रणालियों की स्वास्थ्य जांच की जा रही है। L40 स्टेज तथा GS2 स्टेज जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है, उन पे भराव की स्थिति प्राप्त कर भराव पूर्ण कर लिया गया है। ऐसा ही क्रायो स्टेज के लिए भी स्वास्थ्य जांच पूर्ण की जा चुकी है तथा लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन, लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन का भराव सुनिश्चित किया जा चुका है। सभी सहायक तथा सुरक्षा तंत्र अपेक्षानुकूल प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं। साथ ही उपग्रह को भी पावर ऑन कर स्वास्थ्य जांच तथा बैटरी आवेशन किया जा रहा है। सभी प्रणोदक टंकियों पर उचित दबाव सुनिश्चित किया जा चुका है। रियल टाइम प्रोग्राम को भी ऑन बोर्ड कंप्यूटर पर लोड कर दिया गया है।
Launch Authorization Board has cleared to go ahead with the countdown and launch operations of GSLV F-12 NVS-01 mission. Based on the readiness of the GSLV F-12 launch vehicle, NVS-01 spacecraft, range systems, TTC network, and considering the favorable weather conditions, Mission Director authorizes commencement of the launch operation sequence for GSLV F-12 NVS-01 mission for launch at 10:42 hours IST today, that is 29th May 2023.
All stations to know, Mission Director has given authorization for launch.
क्या आपको पता है that your body gives you signs? Signs that say your body needs your attention. थोड़ी extra care. Hair fall से acne तक, ये वो signs है जो हमारी body हमें देती है. इन्हें समझिए Be Body Wise के साथ and give your body the right personalized care. Be Body Wise works with your body. Learn more at bebodywise.com.
Hello, authorized for H tank and O tank.
The countdown for the launch has been 27.5 hours long that had started at 7:42 in the morning on Sunday. During the countdown, the launch vehicle systems, liquid propellant storage and servicing systems at the launch complex, and the range instrumentation systems carry out final preparation activities leading to the launch. And you have a little while ago watched the Mission Director Shri N.P. Giri authorizing the start of automatic launch sequence. It is basically a capsule of very critical functions of the launch vehicle stages and satellites run and monitored by ground-based computers. If all the parameters are found acceptable, the onboard computer takes over and very soon thereafter the actual launch takes place.
Minus 17 minutes.
सभी वैज्ञानिक अभियंतागण अपने कार्य कुशलतापूर्वक पूर्ण करके इस मिशन के लिए आतुरता से इंतजार कर रहे हैं. कुछ अंतिम गतिविधियां तथा जांच बाकी हैं. अभी अभी हमने देखा मिशन डायरेक्टर ने ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू करने का अनुमोदन दे दिया है. ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू करने के पश्चात पूर्ण नियंत्रण ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर के पास चला जाता है. रॉकेट के पास खुद का ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर है, वह पूरे जांच पूर्ण रूप से सुनिश्चित करता है और तत्पश्चात कोर स्टेज के प्रज्वलन का कमांड लेगा.
LSC Roger.
These servers activated. MC confirms data from SHAR-1 and SHAR-2.
Automatic launch sequence initiated for GSLV F-12 launch. ALS in auto mode.
आप सभी दर्शकों के लिए अब प्रस्तुत है इस लॉन्च व्हीकल GSLV Mark II GSLV F-12 का संक्षिप्त इंटीग्रेशन वीडियो.
Minus 15 minutes.
प्रथम चरण जो कि ठोस नोदक पर आधारित चरण है, इसका यह नोजल एंड सेगमेंट कोर बेस श्राउड के साथ यहाँ SVAB सेकेंडरी व्हीकल असेंबली बिल्डिंग पर लाया गया है. तत्पश्चात ऊपर की ओर मिडिल सेगमेंट बहुत ही सावधानी पूर्वक, सतर्कता पूर्वक, धैर्य पूर्वक ये कार्य किया जाता है। इसमें कोई भी त्रुटि की कोई गुंजाइश नहीं होती है। कोर स्टेज में 3 मिडिल सेगमेंट्स होते हैं तथा अंत में ऊपर की ओर यह हेड एंड सेगमेंट लगाया जा रहा है। यह पूरा कार्य SSAB बिल्डिंग पर किया जा रहा है। अब ये देख रहे हैं आप इग्नाइटर। यह इंटर स्टेज है जिसे अब समायोजित कर दिया गया है प्रथम चरण पर। अब आप देख रहे हैं यह L40 स्टेज है जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है। इसमें विकास इंजन लगा हुआ है। UH-25 तथा N2O4 पर आधारित यह चरण। ऐसे 4 स्ट्रैप ऑन बूस्टर्स कोर बूस्टर S139 के साथ में संलग्न किए जा रहे हैं।
समोसे और चाय से बेटर और कोई जोड़ी नहीं है। और मी एंड रोहन विद दिस हेयर फॉल, डोंट वरी, यूज केश किंग की दमदार जोड़ी।
ऑर्गेनिक अनियन करी पत्ता ऑयल एंड शैम्पू जिसमें है एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स और विटामिन बी। हेयर फॉल कम 98% तक 2 महीनों में और स्मूथ हेयर अप टू 48 आवर्स। केश किंग, जोड़ी दमदार, बाल शानदार।
अब यह प्रथम चरण पूर्णतः तैयार हो चुका है तथा इसे SSAB बिल्डिंग से निकालकर VAB तक लाया गया।
The second stage, GL40HT, having prepared in a separate facility, is being moved to the vehicle assembly building for integration about the first stage. That is the cryogenic upper stage. Entering into the vehicle assembly building, carefully being tilted and being integrated above the second stage. The equipment bay for the compatibility checks, and there are the visuals from the clean room for the satellite preparation.
Minus 12 minutes.
This is the concept of encapsulated assembly, where the satellite is being ensconced into the heat shield house into the clean room facility, which is a separate facility, and then as an integral unit it will be moved to the vehicle assembly building and then integrated to the launch vehicle.
Completed.
This is a 4-meter diameter ogive payload fairing, and this is the second time a similar payload fairing and a similar design is going to fly.
उपग्रह को ऊष्मा कवच के अंदर सुरक्षित कर दिया गया है और अब पूर्णतः तैयार GSLV F12 को व्हीकल असेंबली बिल्डिंग से उम्बिलिकल टावर लाया जा रहा है।
The second launch pad is based on the concept of integrate, transfer, launch.
जी हाँ, यह नज़ारा GSLV F12 का है जो कि पूर्णतः तैयार है अपने मिशन को पूरा करने के लिए। यह द्वितीय प्रमोचन मंच है।
Views from the mission control center on your screens now.
ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस जारी है तथा अंतिम जांच के पश्चात प्रज्वलन का कमांड इशू किया जाएगा। अब हम प्रज्वलन से 10 मिनट 13 सेकंड की दूरी पर हैं।
Minus 10 minutes.
Health of hydraulic system is normal and cyclic charging is in progress. GS2 redundant chain actuation.
अभी अभी आपने इंटीग्रेशन वीडियो देखा, हम उसको और थोड़ा वर्णन करते हैं। GSLV F12 एक त्रिचरणीय यान है।
प्रथम चरण में ठोस नोदक वाला S139 बूस्टर के साथ 4 L40 जो कि तरल नोदक पर आधारित स्ट्रेपॉन्स हैं, वह संयुक्त रूप से GSLV के प्रथम चरण कहलाते हैं। कोर बूस्टर लगभग 4800 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करता है, वहीं 4 L40 स्ट्रेपॉन बूस्टर्स विकास इंजन के साथ 2720 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करते हैं। L40 के विकास इंजन में इलेक्ट्रोडायनामिक एक्चुएटर्स लगे होते हैं, जिससे यान को पिच, याव तथा रोल नियंत्रण प्रदान किया जाता है। द्वितीय चरण में फिर से तरल नोदक पर आधारित चरण है।
GS2 प्राइम चेन एक्चुएशन इन प्रोग्रेस।
UH-25 तथा N2O4 ईंधन के रूप में इस्तेमाल किए जाते हैं। यह दाब भारित उच्च प्रणोद वाले विकास इंजन लगभग 846 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न करते हैं। इसमें भी इंजन जिम्बल के लिए इलेक्ट्रोडायनामिक एक्चुएटर्स लगे हुए हैं। इस चरण को GL40HT भी कहा जाता है, क्योंकि इसमें हाई थ्रस्ट विकास इंजन्स लगे हुए हैं। इस चरण का प्रज्वलन काल 141 सेकंड का होता है। ऊपर की ओर चलते हुए तृतीय चरण, जो कि क्रायो इंजन से संयुक्त है।
क्रायो इंजन पूर्णतः स्वदेशी क्रायो इंजन लिक्विड प्रोपल्शन सिस्टम सेंटर द्वारा VSSC तथा IPRC के सहयोग से विकसित किया गया है। वर्तमान में GSLV में क्रायो इंजन के उन्नत वर्जन C15 का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। इस चरण में लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन तथा लिक्विड हाइड्रोजन का ईंधन के रूप में इस्तेमाल होता है और इसमें कुल 74 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न होता है। इस चरण का कार्यकाल लगभग 841 सेकंड का होता है। यही वह अंतिम चरण है जो उपग्रह को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर ले जाता है तथा अंतक्षेपित करता है। बहुत से गणमान्य व्यक्ति यहाँ उपस्थित हैं।
On your TV screens, the dignitaries getting ready for witnessing the launch event of GSLV F12 NVS-01 mission. Ahead of the launch, let me inform the viewers the flight events that are going to take place during the mission. The total duration of mission is about 18 minutes. The L40 ignition takes place 4.8 seconds ahead of T0. After ascertaining the health of L40 strap-on engines, the ignition of core S139 motor takes place. The S139 stage, based on HTPV-based solid propellant, burns for 110 seconds and burns out at an altitude of 41 kilometers. In the meantime, the rocket gains a relative velocity of 1.5 kilometers per second. The four strap-ons, called the L40, operating on Earth-storable liquid propellant-based Vikas engine, burn for about 150 seconds. The ignition of second stage, called the GS2, takes place soon after the shut-off of L40s. The separation of GS1 takes place 2 seconds after the ignition of GS2. This is called hot separation, in which the upper stage exhaust imparts thrust over the spent lower stage to ensure impact-free separation event. By now, the rocket will be at 75 kilometers altitude. The closed-loop guidance is initiated, indicating that the rocket no longer needs to steer itself for a better journey through the atmosphere. 237 seconds past the launch time, the heat shield separation takes place when the rocket is at an altitude of 115 kilometers. By the time the second stage completes its operation of 142 seconds, the rocket gains a relative velocity of 4.7 kilometers per second. The second stage, GS2, is separated few seconds later. Cryogenic upper stage, CUS-15, is the third stage based on liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen stored at cryogenic temperatures as propellants.
Dear friend, do you see this man? On the right is Ukrainian President Zelensky. His leadership in defending Ukraine has earned him comparisons to Winston Churchill. But the man standing on the left is as valuable as the best general Ukraine has in uniform. He runs the AI software company that's been Ukraine's secret weapon in its war against Russia. You see, while most people are focused on AI chatbots, there's been a quiet revolution happening in how we wage war. Experts are calling it the third revolution in warfare. It's a new global arms race to see which country is going to lead the world over the next century. And that future is being decided right now in Ukraine, in real time. And it's not just being decided by Ukraine's brave soldiers, it's being decided by software, AI software. Weapons that used to be controlled by people have been outfitted with this AI software, and that's turned them into robots that use artificial intelligence to make kill decisions. AI has been Ukraine's secret weapon. They started the war using old Soviet-era weapons. Now they have one of the most technologically advanced armies on Earth. The result has been a revolution in warfare. And this revolution is going to change how all future wars are fought. Now here's what most people don't know quite yet. There's one small company at the center of this entire revolution. Its AI software is on the laptops of every Ukrainian decision maker in uniform. But few people outside of military circles seem to even know about it. Its stock is selling still for under $10 a share. In that way, it reminds me of another niche software maker, Autodesk. Autodesk shares rose 5,600% because they revolutionized how buildings were made. They did it by taking architecture from the drawing board to the computer screen. But for a long time, engineers and architects were the only people that even knew about this and understood its power at first. I believe the AI software firm I'm about to tell you about is on the verge of doing just that. In a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how this company's living software is changing warfare. I'm also going to tell you why I think most of Wall Street still hasn't caught on just yet. Most importantly, I'll explain how you can personally profit from it. In fact, if our numbers are correct and this imitates the success of Autodesk, this could be the biggest winner you've ever heard about. Once you know how this software works, you are going to understand why Ukraine, the US Army, our special forces, even our allies are rushing to get in on it. But first, it's important for you to know who I am and why I'm so confident about this unique opportunity. My name is Dylan Jovanet. I started my career on Wall Street in 1991, over 30 years ago. But I didn't start at an establishment firm like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan. I grew up poor. I went to City College. There was no big firm from Wall Street that was going to hire a guy like me. I was too much of an outsider. Thankfully, I got my big break from another Wall Street outsider, Peter Jaquith. He became famous. He's one of the bankers that became famous for saving New York City from bankruptcy in the 1970s. He started a boutique firm after leaving Lazard Frere & Company. It was an opportunity I wouldn't take for granted. I may not have had all the connections those other rich people did, but nobody was going to work harder than I did. Nobody. I managed accounts, but I fell in love with researching stocks. Studying a stock to me was like reading a short history book about the town the company was in, the people that worked there, the products they made. I mean, I loved it. I couldn't believe people got paid to do this. Within a few years, I earned a reputation for picking stocks right before they were taken over. Stocks like Paramount, which was bought out by Viacom 3 months after I recommended it for 100% gain. Or the 70% gains we made when US Reassurance was acquired about 6 months after I recommended it. Or the 78% gains we booked when Chase Manhattan Bank was taken over by Chemical Bank. Or the 83% profit we made when Michigan National Bank was acquired for $110 a share. Now remember, this is 1991, 1992, 1993. This is way before the internet bull market of the late 90s really hit. But there I am, this 23-year-old kid, basically, picking takeover after takeover. By 1996, my clients bankrolled me to start my own brokerage firm. And that's how, at just 24 years old, I became one of the youngest people in American history to launch a registered broker-dealer and market maker. Our office was at 100 Wall Street, right on Wall and Water. Now, because of what I accomplished at such a young age, Wall Street took notice. But it wasn't until I predicted the 2008-2009 financial crisis and crash a year later that the general public took notice. That's when I was invited onto television to share my opinion. And my message was simple. What I think they're starting to do is move away from inflationary concerns to concerns about the growth of the economy. So I think you're starting to see the messages change and the Fed to take a stronger easing posture to lower rates. The stock market at 6,500 was like walking into your car dealership and everything is marked on sale 90% off. Or walking into your grocery store. Imagine walking into your grocery store and everything's marked 90% off. Like the 629% returns we booked after buying American Express at $14 a share. Or the 700% profits we booked when we bought Starbucks at $8 a share. Or the 459% profits we found recommending AutoNation between $10 and $11 a share. Or the 235% gains that came from those who bought FactSet Research with us at $63 a share.
Or John Harlan, which was taken over 6 months after I recommended it, giving investors a 35% gain. Or shares of K-Swiss, which gave my clients a 65% gain. And you remember Radio Shack? Investors had the opportunity to make 80% profits after the stock jumped from 16 to 29 after we recommended it. Or even the 40% gains we earned when Hilton Hotels was taken over. Now, I don't say all this to brag. Bragging's not what I do. It's not my style. I say it to show you that I've been making money for myself and my clients for close to 30 years. I know what I'm doing. And yet, as great as all the gains I just discussed with you were, I believe the opportunity with this AI software firm is fundamentally different. The Washington Post said it best. After seeing their AI software in action in Ukraine, they called it a revolution in warfare. And revolutions in warfare are rare. I mean, there have been 3.
The invention of iron, the invention of gunpowder, and the invention of the atom bomb or nuclear weapons. Only 3 before this. That's why you have an opportunity to earn a 5,600% return on this investment. Which brings us to today. How does the ex-CEO of a Wall Street firm get involved in the most advanced weapon of war since the atom bomb? Because history is my first love. I've dedicated my life to it. I've spent decades studying the collapse of the Roman Empire alone. I wanted to know how it happened. Did the people know it was coming? What were the signs? Could they have done anything different to stop it? And most importantly, could the same thing happen to the United States? Right around that time, I read an ancient book called The Peloponnesian War. It was written by an Athenian general named Thucydides in 431 BC. Though the book was 2,500 years old, it had so many answers that I was looking for. But one in particular that really struck me. He has a theory called the Thucydides trap. That's what it's called now. His theory is that a rising power will always challenge the established one. He believed it was the nature of things, like when a younger lion takes on the dominant male to try to take over the pride. Now, I've spent the past 25 years really studying that theory. No matter how many times I've tested it, no matter where I looked around the world through thousands of years of history, it's always proven to be right. The Mongols and Genghis Khan were a rising power when they conquered the established power of China in 1205. England was a rising power when they challenged Spain in 1585. France was a rising power when they challenged and lost to England in 1800 with Napoleon. And Germany was a rising power when they challenged and lost to Great Britain in 1914, and then, of course, with Hitler in 1939. No matter how far back I looked or where on earth I looked, that theory has proven right time and time again. After 2,500 years, it's not just a theory, it is a fact. To that end, I believe it's inevitable that a rising China, aided by Russia, is going to challenge the United States. It's already started. Period. Because of that, because of my desire to really protect the United States, I have made it my business to study warfare. I made it my business to study how established powers beat back those challenges. And for the past 10 years, I've made it my business to study which weapons and technologies will give us the edge in this coming conflict. Like the AI software company I'm bringing to you right now, it is a true difference maker. And I've been sharing this research that I've been doing by my lonesome with folks because it seems like no one else is really talking about this. And being ahead of the crowd is really what it's all about. It's why our customers send us testimonials that have said things like, we're the most accurate advisor they've ever used, or we're far above other services in integrity, or that we've turned them into believers from non-believers in what we're doing in this mission of ours. In a moment, I'm going to show you how you could join them. But first, let me explain why this opportunity is so unique and why Wall Street's smartest investors have just started to bet big on this. It's because this opportunity reminds all of us of one of the biggest successes in software history. Again, it's Autodesk. If you were to invest in Autodesk $1,000 in '94, that would be worth $56,000 today. It's over a 5,600% return on your investment. But I think this opportunity could do more for you without having to invest in options or take crazy unnecessary risks. And nobody thinks it's going to take 30 years to happen in this case. Because of the urgency of a rising China and a resurgent Russia, the Pentagon has made AI a top priority. And they're testing it in the fields of Ukraine as you are watching this video. I mean, that's unfortunately the biggest laboratory on Earth. As Business Insider recently reported, AI has become this generation's Manhattan Project. And because of that, we think one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to soar 5,600% like Autodesk, or it just gets taken over by a larger company. Now, I know that's a big claim, and it should give you pause. But if you were told just 15 years ago that you'd be carrying a device in your pocket, your phone, that would have all the world's information in it, you'd think I was crazy and that was science fiction. But it happened. And this is happening too, right now, in real time. That's why Wall Street giants Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and BlackRock just reported that they owned over $1 billion in stock. And billionaire hedge fund manager Jim Simmons just bought 43 million shares of this company in the past few months. They all agree with CNBC, who said, the revolution has just begun. Now, before I tell you more about the specific company and what they do that makes them so special, and before I tell you how to position yourself in it before mainstream America catches on, I need to let you in on a big secret. It's the secret I've picked up in 30 years of doing this business, a secret responsible for some of the biggest gains in history. Remember earlier when I told you about my love for history? Well, it turns out history doesn't just repeat itself in matters of war and peace. It also repeats itself with technology. Every new technology follows what's called a technology adoption curve. And that curve has 3 phases. The first phase is innovation. This is when a brand new technology first comes to market. It's kind of the make or break it phase. Remember VHS first Betamax? Well, Betamax never made it out of this phase because they never gained mass appeal. They never gained mass adoption. They lost. VHS was the winner. Phase 2 is the acceptance phase, or the adoption phase. This is where investors like us make a killing. Like, remember when VHS went mainstream? I mean, everyone had a VCR in their home. I mean, I remember, again, I was a poor kid in the neighborhood. We were all poor. I grew up in a poor neighborhood. But I remember the very first time I went to someone's house and they had a VCR and we watched Superman with Christopher Reeve on VCR. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was astounded that we could watch a movie like that from the home. It was just mind-boggling. But pretty soon after that, there were Blockbuster video stores in every neighborhood. Now, as it relates to this, the key is to find a company with a breakthrough technology right on the verge of entering this phase. That's how generational wealth is made. And that's what makes this AI software firm that I'm bringing you today so compelling. It is solidly in the acceptance phase right now. The US Army signed up to buy their AI software on October 6, 2022. Homeland Security signed up to buy their AI software on September 26, 2022. US Space Command signed up to buy their AI software on June 2nd, 2022. Like the iPhone, an entire generation of soldiers and commanders are looking at this company's screens every day. It's what they're being trained on. It's what they'll be used to. That puts it squarely in the adoption phase. And by the way, when you get used to something like that, looking at the same screen every day, it's not easy to switch. I mean, it's not easy to get rid of your iPhone and get an Android, or to go from one brand of cigarettes to another. It's very, very difficult. So everyone in the military is getting used to this company's software. So it is right now in the adoption phase. Now, the final phase is saturation. I mean, by this point, practically everyone uses the technology, and the biggest profits have already been made. But again, we're right in the adoption phase. Using these three phases has led to some of the biggest profits in defense history. I mean, Spirit Aerosystems soared 1,200% because of these three phases. Aerojet Rocketdyne soared 2,900% because of these. Splunk jumped 1,000% because of these three rules. Nearly all of the world's biggest gains have been made this exact way. Of course, the secret, the key, is to know when a technology is going from phase 1 to phase 2. And obviously, by the fact that everybody's adopting this right now in the past 12 months is big proof of that. But let me even go further and explain why their technology is so valuable. And I'm going to use the recent war games with China
as an example. Now, success in war is all about speed. To that point, in 2017, the US military began running highly classified war games that simulated a Chinese attack on Taiwan. The Pentagon wanted to know if we could actually stop that from happening. Dozens of simulations were run, but no matter how many times we ran these war games, the result was always the same. We lost, and we lost big and fast. The core problem was one of speed. Every time we moved our ships in a position to defend Taiwan, China would send thousands and thousands and thousands of drones and missiles. Now think about that. We move a Navy ship in there, and then all of a sudden that Navy ship sees 10,000 drones coming at it. Now a gunner's mate on a Navy ship could shoot down 1 or 2 drones if they see them coming. But one human being can't shoot down 1,000 or 10,000 drones at once. It's too much to ask of any one person, even for the best trained sailors on Earth. So the Pentagon knew it needed a faster way to identify, target, and kill incoming drones, missiles, and other threats. That means it needed a faster kill chain. That's a perfect example. That's really what this company does. What Ukraine has done is taken this software and put it onto its guns, a software that was designed with China and Taiwan in mind. And they put it onto guns and missiles there. That's allowed them to do 3 things better against Russia: identify, target, and kill the enemy. So identify, it automates the process of identifying Russian drones, tanks, and missiles by running them against its massive AI image database. Then it targets them. It automates the process of targeting the enemy. And finally, it automates the process of killing them. It is the fastest kill chain in human history. Remember something, for thousands of years, humans had to decide when to identify, target, and kill the enemy. This is an AI software doing it automatically and doing it faster than any human being in history.
That's what makes this firm's AI software so powerful in Ukraine. It's able to identify, target, and attack Russian drones, tanks, and troops faster than ever before in history of warfare. As the Washington Post reported recently, this AI software has made Ukraine nearly unbeatable. And as PBS reported, it's a revolution in military technology as profound as the introduction of the machine gun. Now, if the United States military were the only buyer of this AI software, the opportunity would be huge. I mean, Autodesk investors turned every $1,000 investment into $56,000 when architects started using their software to design buildings. But the potential for this particular opportunity is bigger, much, much bigger. It's not about selling this AI software just to the US military. It's about selling it to all of our NATO allies, all of our Western allies, even people that are not in NATO. Think about it. For NATO alone to function properly, it needs a unified command and control. That means every officer and soldier under NATO command needs to be processing the same information and looking at the same screens. That's why England's military bought their AI software on December 21st, 2022. Australia bought their AI software on November 8th, 2022. Japan bought their AI software on January 4th, 2021. See, this is that adoption or acceptance phase that I'm talking about. It is starting to be adopted en masse by militaries all around the world from our allies, by the US military and allies around the world. And it's not just militaries that are benefiting from this revolutionary AI company. The CDC signed up to use their software on December 7th, 2022. The FDA signed up to use their software to modernize the food supply chain on October 25th, 2022. Lockheed Martin signed up to use their AI software for their Aegis ships on November 30th, 2022. Hyundai, South Korea, signed up to use their AI software to help with shipbuilding also in September 30th, 2022. My point is that this AI firm literally has started a revolution, and this is just the beginning of it. It's just the beginning of what looks like, literally like to be a very, very profitable ride for early investors. Because of that, we have to move fast just to catch up. Remember, as the market for this firm's AI software grows, it's going to grow faster than any new military technology in history. This is the first weapon system in history that'll be adopted in a similar speed to a new cell phone or software. That means it has incredible upside. I mean, consider the rewards for investing in a company at the head of a massive megatrend. Folks who invested in Walmart, just $1,000 turned it into $3.4 million. Those who invested $1,000 in a Microsoft are sitting on over $1.7 million. And investors who bet alongside Jeff Bezos at Amazon turned every $1,000 into $2.4 million. That's what I believe is the real reward facing early investors with this company, which is why governments are pouring billions into this radical new weapon, and there's no other real way to describe it. It is a weapon. And it comes down to this. A person only gets one opportunity in life to be able to predict the future with such a high degree of certainty. I mean, think about it. We know the United States and its allies are spending billions of dollars adding this software to their arsenal. We know that's happening. And they have to. They have to do it. We need to speed up the kill chain. We need to be able to move faster. It's just a fact of life. We know the United States needs this software. Now, secondly, we know which software they're buying. They're buying software from this very company that we are talking about today. It's just a matter of time before word gets out and Main Street actually catches on to what you and I are learning or know today. By that time, it's going to be too late. It's going to be like crypto. One day you never heard of it, the next day everyone else is an expert on it and everyone's talking about it. In other words, you want to know about this before everybody else does. If your neighbor is telling you about it first, you're going to be settling for table scraps. It's just too late. Now, the time to take action is today. At the center of this is this small company, the one company I'm telling you about winning all these contracts, that is poised to hand investors 5,600% gains. During the almost 30 years I've been doing this, actually more than 30 years now, we just changed years, we're in 2023. During the 30 years plus I've been doing this, I've earned a reputation for being ahead of the crowd. A few recent triple-digit winners include Chemocentrics, which jumped 336%, Crystal Biotech, which jumped 275%, Scott's Miracle Grow, which rose 174%, DraftKings, which jumped 115%, and Magnolia Gas, which jumped 159%. But here's the thing, those gains were great. They're gonna pay for a nice vacation for you and the grandkids, maybe a new roof on the house. But those types of gains don't compare to what's in front of us right now as Western militaries begin to transform how they're gonna fight all future wars. And while there's gonna be a number of ways to profit in the coming years, there's not gonna be an opportunity like this one before you today. You see, the dawn of a new age is upon us. This is actually the very beginning. AI is gonna change how warfare is fought. It's gonna revolutionize the process. And a remarkable yet small company, this small company is at the forefront of it. This company is literally at the center of this revolution. The good news is right now, only a handful of the savviest investors know about it, but that's starting to change. If you were to make only one investment in the next decade, this one is it. I bought it for my kids. So it doesn't get clearer than this. Let's take another look at Autodesk. What made Autodesk such a huge success was one software, it's AutoCAD software. Now you remember back when architects used to sit and spec out new buildings on a drawing board? Well, they invented software to do that on a computer, and they changed design forever. That's why early investors were able to see a small $1,000 investment turn into 56 grand. I'm confident the same is going to happen with this company making this AI software, just on a bigger scale. Frankly, I think the Pentagon is handing you this win on a silver platter. And I don't think it's going to take 30 years. I mean, this is a race, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Whether we continue to lead the world or whether we take orders from China and Russia is what's at stake. That's why billions of dollars are going to be spent by the US and its allies to bring this kill chain software into every branch of the military. I mean, it's already started. In other words, this is happening with or without you. That's why investing in the small company that won the contract to build them could literally mean life-changing profits. Now listen, we're witnessing the launch into really an amazing, revolutionary new age of warfare, the likes of which the world has only seen a handful of times before. That age, above everything else, isn't being driven by kinetic weapons. It's being driven by advances in AI software. Right in front of us, AI software is literally changing how wars in the future are going to be fought. So to get in on the action, you want to own the company, the one company, the big company, the military is using to supply them. The company at the forefront of this revolution. The company that beat out all the larger software companies to win these contracts. I mean, in the last few months, again, they've announced contracts with the Army, the Navy, the Space Force, and the Special Forces. I mean, Autodesk made investors 5,600% returns because it changed one industry. This company has the ability to change multiple industries, starting with the military, to pharmaceuticals, to manufacturing, etc. As far as opportunities go, we are comparing apples to oranges here. Now, to give you an edge, to really bring you inside to all of this, I put all the details in a special report called Search and Destroy: 3 AI software stocks revolutionizing warfare. This groundbreaking new report tells you everything you need to know about this incredible company, giving you the chance to ride this massive trend for its 5,600% return. You're going to get the name of the company, the stock symbol, our buy price, and what our target sell price is. But I've also added 2 extra unknown AI software stocks to this blockbuster report. The second one, it's my AI software stock pick number 2. I call it AI Air Force, the small AI company powering the US Air Force from behind the scenes. Now imagine this. In the battlefield of the future, success is going to come down to, in very large part, how long we can keep our fighters actually in the air. While our second AI stock pick may not be as glamorous as our first one, its mission is just as important. What it does is it monitors all the systems on fighters, like the F-35 Lightning, to help the Air Force predict high-risk failures in subsystems before they happen. That has already reduced unscheduled maintenance by 40%. Now, I know that sounds boring, right? Oh, great, they're looking at subsystems, electronic systems. But that keeps our fighters in the air longer, and it's things like that that win wars. The third AI specialty stock is, I'm calling it Classified AI. This is a small AI company securing our nation's top secrets. Now, I just told you about the AI stock that actually is going to keep our fighters in the air. I mean, we can have the best fighters in the air and the best kill chain software on the ground, but if our military can't communicate securely with each other, none of that's going to matter. Our enemies are going to know our every move. And right now, in our military, we are diversifying and shrinking our forces and placing them in a lot more locations. Connected communications, basically. Now, we have to make sure that soldiers that are in one part of a country can talk to soldiers in another part of a country very securely. And that the Air Force in that country could talk to the Army in that country, that the Army could talk to the Navy. All those data, those transmissions, they have to happen very securely. Our third stock pick is a small AI software firm that allows those communications to run smoothly and securely. Now, I detail each of these three stocks in our brand new report, Search and Destroy, 3 AI software stocks revolutionizing warfare. And this report is yours, absolutely free. I want you to have this report for free because there doesn't seem to be anyone else preparing you for this. You see, the world is entering a new cycle of war. China, with its junior partner Russia, are trying to flip the international system just like Germany did in 1914. The only way we're going to literally keep the peace is by having the world's
most advanced military. And that means, for better or worse, billions in new defense spending. And yet no one else seems to be talking about this company and what they're doing and how they're revolutionizing warfare. I mean, it is almost surreal. I literally feel the same way I did before the housing market crash. I began warning folks on, I remember the date, May 12, 2006, almost 2 years before the market actually did crash. I literally said, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. The market has no place to go but down. My first target was Wachovia Bank. The stock was selling at $55.82, I'll never forget it. Within 2 years, the stock collapsed to $5 a share, a loss of over 90%. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. On June 9, 2006, I warned my customers that the entire stock market was going to drop. At the time I wrote, again, the market has no place to go but down. A year later, the Dow Jones Industrial Average began to drop 45%. The S&P dropped 47%, and the NASDAQ Composite dropped 54%. My point is, I have a proven history of being out of the crowd. That's why I'm telling you this story. Folks, listen to me. There hasn't been this dangerous of a moment since the collapse of the Soviet Union. And to keep the peace, even if you don't believe in defense spending, just to keep the peace, to keep our adversaries from thinking they can get away with making a move against us, we need weapons like this. Defense spending has to go up. That's exactly why I rushed you. And see, by the way, it's the old Teddy Roosevelt line, walk softly and carry a big stick. That's why I rushed you to get this urgent report, Search and Destroy, 3 AI software stocks revolutionizing warfare. There's one place on Earth that you can get this new report that we created. It's called Behind the Markets. I put this new report together exclusively for members of Behind the Markets. Now, we hunt elephants at Behind the Markets. We don't hunt mice. Put simply, the focus of the service is this. We hunt for small, little-known stocks at the forefront of massive changes, like the one we're talking about today. Stocks that are so far ahead of their competitors, they're changing markets. Stocks with lower share prices, like the one we're talking about today, which is under $10 a share. Smaller market capitalizations and rapidly growing revenue. Stocks that could put 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000% gains
in your pocket and change your life. As soon as you become a member of Behind the Markets, you're going to become part of my inner circle. I mean, just like my mother. I mean, you're going to get access to every single investment opportunity I discover every month. I mean, as a member of Behind the Markets, you're going to receive the brand new free report I've been telling you about all day today, Search and Destroy, 3 AI software stocks revolutionizing warfare. And again, this blockbuster 100-page report will outline the 3 stocks that are changing the very way our country fights wars. You can expect 1 to 2 recommendations, new recommendations from me every month. I mean, each recommendation on its own includes a 30-page report on the company I'm recommending, as well as easy-to-follow instructions for you to execute the actual trade. And since we mostly recommend common stocks, these trades are going to be easy for any beginning investor to do. You could do it on Charles Schwab, E-Trade, wherever. You're also going to get sell alerts for the opportunity to bank maximum profits. I mean, all you need to do is wait to hear from me so you'll know exactly when it's time to sell and take profits. This way, we can avoid writing a stock up, only to write it all the way back down with no gains to show for it. That's why I'm not going to recommend selling a position until I feel the trend is officially over. And of course, you'll have unlimited access to the Behind the Markets members website. That's because all Behind the Markets members get to access a website we really just put a lot of money into, really nice, that you could log into at your own convenience. There you can access all past and present alerts, a bunch of bonus reports, really good bonus reports, updates, some videos, and a few other goodies that we have in there for you for surprise. This way, you're going to have a 360-degree view of every open position, all of our closed positions, all a record of that, so you'll see how well we've done. And you're also going to know to the minute how much money Behind the Markets is making for you. And you're going to have VIP concierge service, customer service to help you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And this is one of the things I'm most proud of, actually. We're a big believer in customer service. So, we have a fully staffed team of professionals who are here solely to help you get the most out of this opportunity. They're located right here in South Carolina, so you'll be able to call or email them any day of the week with any questions you may have about your membership. But most importantly, once you join Behind the Markets, you get access to yours truly, me. Like my own family and friends, from now on, you're going to know about the big warnings like this one, the big opportunities like this one, before the rest of the world knows about them. By the time the general public finds out about this, it's going to be too late. We'll be selling our stock that we bought today to them at $2,000 a share. You're also going to know exactly what to buy and what to sell, just like my readers did after the market crashed in 2009. I want to position you for the dangerous world that we suddenly find ourselves in again. Helping you protect your financial security and achieve immense wealth is my mission. In short, you get access to a brain that has made major predictions and has made millions of dollars for myself and for other people during the past 30 years. That's why I kept the cost of Behind the Markets the lowest possible price, just $39. And believe me, it's a steal at that price. The special report, Search and Destroy, 3 AI software stocks revolutionizing warfare, is worth $1,000 by itself. I mean, I've studied this issue for decades, and I've had my research and writing staff putting together this report for weeks. We've been working on this, just to rush it to you. This report hand delivers 3 stocks, these 3 stocks I've been telling you about today, best positioned to profit from the coming massive multi-decade increase in AI defense spending. I don't know about you, but I've been around long enough to know how rare that really is. I mean, we basically know what's happening. But look, as I mentioned earlier, this is about feeding more than my wallet. It's about feeding my soul. And the best way for me to do that is to help as many people as I can as a human. And I grew up on welfare and food stamps, so I will never forget the value of $1. So just to make it ultra safe for you, to take all the risk out of the equation for you, and to prove how confident I am, let me remove any last shred of doubt about making this investment. Try Behind the Markets risk-free for 30 days, 100% risk-free. take the month, review the service, profit from as many of the open positions as you can. If I don't meet or exceed your expectations, just get in touch with customer service and you'll get 100% full refund. No questions asked. Plus, you can keep the free report you get today. So you get the report for free. That's how confident we are. Ride this massive AI defense spending increase with me. Sign up for Behind the Markets and let me share with you what we do best every month, just like I do with my own personal friends and family. Thank you so much for watching this important presentation. I sincerely hope you take us up on this offer. I'm confident you're going to look back one day and think that joining us was one of the best financial moves you ever made. So before I go, let me quickly recap what you can expect from Behind the Markets. First, you're going to get the free report, Search and Destroy, 3 AI software stocks revolutionizing warfare. You're going to get this invaluable free bonus report immediately. As soon as you join, it's going to be emailed to you. And remember, even if you cancel, it's yours to keep. That alone has a value of $1,000, $997. Number 2, you're going to get life-changing stocks every month. You're going to get the benefit of the best investment experience money can buy in 12 monthly issues of Behind the Markets, emailed directly to your inbox. Once you get the email, simply call your broker or place your trade online. That has a value of $199. And of course, finally, you get a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee, no questions asked. Because I want you to profit from my advice without fear, risk, or hesitation. I am backing up our claims with this unconditional guarantee. I mean, just try Behind the Markets risk-free. If you don't like the service in the first 30 days for any reason whatsoever, every dime you pay toward your membership is going to be returned to you. And remember, that report is yours to keep. The total value of all of this is $1,196. And it's all available for the low price today of just $39. The AI revolution in warfare is the biggest tech story you're not being told. While everyone else is focused on how cute and fun AI chatbots are and how they're able to write better letters or make cuter pictures, this mega trend is poised to create as many new millionaires as the internet did for the tech industry. But I'm telling you about this early. It's still early. Nobody else is talking about it. It's because I want my readers to be among a few who have the opportunity to make the kind of money that can change their lives. And it starts with the small software company at the center of all this. It's the one software company at the center of this revolution in military AI. But you need to act fast. This small, basically defense contractor could get taken over any day now. So just click on the button below to get started. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is yours for the taking. I urge you to take advantage of it today. I look forward to having you on board. And remember, the buck stops here.
Okay, I'm gonna call now.
Whoa! Don't worry, Mr. Krusty! We'll defeat this panicking pie machine in no time! There! Ha-ha! Hello, Captain Monsterific speaking.
Hi, Mr. Captain, sir. My name is Rolfie, and I'm a student at Monsterville Academy. As an assignment, we have to do an apprenticeship. And I'm wondering if you would be my mentor.
I'm quite flattered you'd consider me, but as one of the premier superheroes in Monsterville, I don't have much time on my hands.
Don't worry, sir. I'd be like an assistant.
I could use one of those. Can you tell me the most important skill a superhero needs?
Superness? help us. What's the most important skill for a superhero to have? Superness, flying, focus.
What do you think? Click here to answer on Adapted Mind. Hurry, before time runs out. That's right! It's the ability to focus! Being able to control the chaos of your mind and direct your attention is the foundation of every superhero's power!
Okay, I'm ready for some brain exercises! Yeah! Let's practice focusing with some challenging math. I have just the thing. Let's try some addition below 10. Let's begin. What is 5 plus 3? We can solve the problem by counting on. We start with a bigger number, 5. And then we count on. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done. Now try this one. What is 4 plus 6? Again, we start with a bigger number, 6. Know the answer? Enter it on Monster Math, where you can make your very own monster avatar and earn pets for the math problems you get right. And parents, a real teacher explains any problem your child misses, so they can learn all by themselves. Why do you think it's important to focus? Focusing helps us do things better and faster. Focusing helps us get more sleep. Have an answer? Click here to tell us on Adapted Mind. Oh no! Do it quick! I think you've got it! Focusing helps us do things better and faster. Try out super skills for yourself. In the meantime, let's get back to addition, shall we? Let's do another problem together. Try this one. What is 2 plus 7? Click play now to check your answer. Again, we start with the bigger number, 7. 7, 8, 9. Let's try another. What is 4 plus 4? Be sure to click play now to check your answer. Both numbers are 4, so start there. Then count on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more. What is 6 plus 3? Hurry! This is your last chance. Click play now to check your answer. Again, we start with a bigger number. 6. 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you so much for counting with us. Your child can do more fun Munchkin math and learn awesome super skills at AdaptedMind.com.
This stage operates for 13.5 minutes and increases the relative velocity of the rocket from 4.7 kilometers per second to 9.7 kilometers per second. The satellite NVS-01 is injected at an altitude of 251.5 kilometers with a relative velocity of 9.7 kilometers per second. Let me remind the viewers that the geosynchronous transfer orbit of NVS-01 has a perigee of 170 kilometers, which is how far the satellite will be at a point nearest to the Earth, and apogee, or the farthest point from Earth, of 36,744 kilometers nominally. Thrust burns of the satellite will then take it to the geostationary orbit.
Pyro and wall battery on. Onboard
अब
computer
हम
in
प्रमोचन
flight
के
mode.
पास आ चुके हैं। अब प्रमोचन 3 मिनट 24 सेकंड की दूरी पर है। इस मिशन के मुख्य उपग्रह NVS-1 जिसका कुल भार 2232 केजी है और इस श्रेणी में यह L5 तथा S बैंड के अलावा L1 फ्रीक्वेंसी बैंड का उपयोग अतिरिक्त सेवाएं प्रदान करने के लिए कर रहा है। इस उपग्रह में सबसे महत्वपूर्ण पेलोड है रुबिडियम परमाणविक आवृत्ति मानक घड़ी। परमाणविक घड़ी एक स्थिर आवृत्ति मानक प्रदान करता है जो कि सभी नेविगेशन पेलोड के लिए एक निर्देश का काम करेगा। NVS-1 उपग्रह यह प्रयोग कर अपनी परिशुद्ध नौवहन सुविधाएं को उन्नत बनाते हुए भारत के विकास के लिए समर्पित है।
We are about 2.5 minutes from the launch time. The network of ISRO telemetry tracking and command network stations view the launch vehicle along its trajectory. The trajectory parameters and separation events are ascertained through these stations. For the present mission, Shah, Port Blair, Brunei and Beak stations are participating.
Load now. You only need one game app.
Minus 2 minutes.
सभी दर्शक दीर्घा बड़ी बेसब्री से इंतजार करते हुए प्रमोशन का। मौसम प्रमोशन के लिए पूरी तरह अनुकूल है।
Bright sunny morning here at Sriharikota.
सर्वप्रथम हम देखेंगे T-4.8 सेकेंड्स पर चारों L40 इंजन्स का इग्निशन। तत्पश्चात T0 पर कोर बूस्टर का प्रज्वलन होगा और उसके बाद यान का उत्थापन।
There's a little over 1 minute from the launch.
Power tank ready. Minus 1 minute.
All subs armed.
Minus 55 seconds.
L40 VHPP opened.
Minus 50 seconds.
Battle ready. All sequences armed.
Minus 45 seconds.
Tank ready. Rear stage ready.
Minus 40 seconds.
Yes,
40 seconds to go. Stand by for the launch.
Minus 35 seconds. Minus 30 seconds.
L40 VSPP open.
Minus 25 seconds.
PS2 VSPP open.
Minus 20 seconds. Minus 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Plus 5 seconds.
Lift off neutral.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन GSLV F12 का। चारों L40s तथा कोर बूस्टर S139 अपना सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए उद्देश्य कक्षा की ओर अग्रसर।
Nominal launch of the GSLV F12 mission. The rocket flying by spewing fire into the clear sky of Sriharikota. GS1 and L40s together thrusting currently. The Shah ground station is currently tracking.
Shah 1 main auto.
Plus
Shah 2 is in main auto.
वर्तमान में प्रथम चरण प्रज्वलित है। इसका कार्यकाल लगभग 110 सेकंड का होगा। इसमें 4800 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न होता है।
P2 change over to SCPT2.
The core 139 motor will continue to burn for 110 seconds, while the L40s continue to burn for a total of 150 seconds. Thrust developed by the GS1 S139 motor is 4815 kilonewtons, while each of the L40s develops 762.5 kilonewtons.
प्रथम चरण को कट ऑफ कर दिया गया है। L40 अभी भी प्रज्वलित हैं।
This is a confirmation for the S139 burnout. L40s still developing thrust.
कुछ ही क्षणों में हम देखेंगे द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन तथा प्रथम चरण का पृथक्करण।
Current altitude is 67 kilometers.
40 stages thrust cut off. Stage separated. Second stage ignited.
Euronics, in association with Herring, is pleased to offer you carpet tiles. These carpets have been tested on all parameters of dimensional stability, color fading, anti-stain, and fire retardancy, which makes it a safe flooring option. With more than 50 different colors and designs to choose from, Harrington carpet tiles can complement any kind of ambience. Cutting-edge virtual reality technology developed by Euronics. We help you to visualize how your office would look like after laying thousands of square feet of the carpet tiles. Apart from VR, we also offer 3D carpet design services to help you visualize spaces after installing modular carpet tiles. We offer up to 12 years warranty. We also have a team of experienced and skilled installers pan-India. We can be a part of your prestigious projects and recommendations. Contact us for more details.
जी हाँ, द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है जैसा निर्धारित था और प्रथम चरण को यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है।
The second stage has ignited and the first stage has been separated from the ongoing launch vehicle. Currently, Shah station is tracking.
Plus 3 minutes.
जी हाँ, यान पूर्णतः निर्धारित पथ को अनुकरण करता हुआ जा रहा है और द्वितीय चरण भी सामान्य निष्पादन कर रहा है। इस चरण का कुल कार्यकाल लगभग 140 सेकंड का होगा। इस दौरान यह 846 किलो न्यूटन का प्रणोद उत्पन्न कर यान को करीब 130 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई तक ले जाएगा।
High thrust Vikas engine developing a nominal vacuum thrust of 846 kilonewtons. Vikas engine is a pump-fed engine.
Second stage performance normal.
Of UH25 as fuel and N2O4 as oxidizer.
Plus 4 minutes. Load fairing separated.
चूँकि यान घने वातावरण से बाहर जा चुका है, इसलिए ऊष्मा कवच की आवश्यकता नहीं रह गई है और इसलिए इसे यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है।
Two major flight events have taken place in recent past. The initiation of closed loop guidance and the separation of payload fairing.
Performance normal.
Currently, the vehicle is going as per the predicted trajectory. Shar and Port Blair stations currently tracking.
Authorized.
द्वितीय चरण सामान्य निष्पादन करते हुए यान को उद्देश्य कक्षा की ओर ले जाता हुआ।
Stage thrust cut off. Second stage separate. 5 minutes. As ignition is commanded.
द्वितीय चरण को कट ऑफ के बाद में यान से पृथक कर दिया गया है और अंतिम चरण क्रायो अपर स्टेज का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है.
The cryogenic upper stage has commenced its operation. The nominal burn duration for cryo stage is more than 13 minutes. Nominal thrust of the cryogenic upper stage is 73.97 kilonewtons, while the operated thrust is 83.34 kilonewtons. The cryogenic propellants have a specific impulse of 453.5 seconds.
तृतीय चरण जिसे हम क्रायो अपर स्टेज के नाम से जानते हैं, यह बहुत ही जटिल इंजन होता है, इसलिए यहाँ काफी तालियों के साथ गड़गड़ाहट हम सुन सकते हैं जब तृतीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हुआ. कोई भी त्रुटि की कोई गुंजाइश नहीं होती है अंतरिक्ष मिशन में. जैसा कि आपको बताया गया, यह मिशन पूर्वी दिशा का मिशन है, इसलिए हमारे ग्राउंड स्टेशन 4 तथा पोर्ट ब्लेयर स्थित भू स्टेशन इसे ट्रैक कर रहे हैं. तृतीय चरण का निष्पादन सामान्य और यान अपनी उद्देश्य कक्षा की ओर बढ़ता हुआ जा रहा है.
Data security is at the forefront. Companies come to us with their ideas, and we help then take that into a product. They wouldn't want to work with somebody that they can't trust.
अब हम प्रमोशन से 405 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं. ऊंचाई 145 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 5 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड.
We are more than 400 seconds past the launch time. Current altitude of the launch vehicle is 146 kilometers and the relative velocity 5.14 kilometers per second. Let me describe to the viewers in the meantime the description of the satellite taking ride in this mission. Navigation services using Indian constellation of satellites provides accurate real-time positioning and timing services over India.
Cryo stage performance normal.
1,500 kilometers around India. The Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System (IRNSS) goes by an operational name Navik. The launch of IRNSS 1A took place in July 2013. And with the launch of IRNSS 1I in April 2018, the constellation of Navik with first generation of satellites, that is 3 in geostationary and 4 in geosynchronous orbit, was complete. The present satellite NVS-01 is the first in the second generation navigation satellite series, which will ensure continuity of legacy Navik services. The satellite has navigation and ranging payloads. The navigation payload operates in L1, L5 and S bands and employs a tri-band antenna. The heart of the navigation payload is the rubidium atomic frequency standard RAFS, the atomic clock which acts as a stable frequency reference for the navigation payload. This clock is indigenously developed by the Space Application Center of ISRO at Ahmedabad. The RAFS is one thing that distinguishes second generation of navigation satellites from the first. The other noteworthy feature is the inclusion of an L1 navigation band, which is popular for providing PNT, that is precision, navigation and timing services for users and for interoperability with other GNSS signals. The ranging payload consists of C/C transponder used for two-way CDMA ranging to facilitate precise orbit determination. Navik is significant for India in the application of navigation in terrestrial, aerial and maritime areas, geodetic surveying, fleet management and marine fisheries. Apart from these, Navik is useful in providing location-based services in mobile devices. Timing services are provided to the agencies for which accurate time is of utmost importance, like financial institutions, power grids, and such. The other applications include Internet of Things, strategic and emergency services.
तृतीय चरण, क्रायोजेनिक इंजन के सभी तंत्र सामान्य रूप से कार्य कर रहे हैं। इस चरण का कुल कार्यकाल लगभग 840 सेकंड का होगा। यह वह अंतिम चरण है जो उपग्रह को उचित कक्षा में पहुंचाकर अंतःक्षेपित करेगा। इस दौरान आपको इस उपग्रह से जुड़ी कुछ जानकारियां उपलब्ध कराते हैं। देश के नौवहन आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करने के लिए इसरो द्वारा नाविक नेविगेशन विद इंडियन कॉन्स्टलेशन की स्थापना की गई। नाविक को इंडियन रीजनल नेविगेशन सैटेलाइट सिस्टम IRNS के नाम से भी जाना जाता है। नाविक को 7 उपग्रहों के नक्षत्र के साथ डिजाइन किया गया है। इस नक्षत्र के 3 उपग्रह भूस्थैतिक कक्षा में रहते हैं तथा अन्य 4 उपग्रह भूमध्य रेखा से 29 डिग्री के झुकाव के साथ भूतुल्य काली कक्षा में रखे गए हैं। नाविक 2 सेवाएं प्रदान करता है, नागरिक उपयोगकर्ताओं के लिए तथा प्रतिबंधित सेवाओं के लिए। इन दोनों सेवाओं में L5 और S बैंड का उपयोग किया जाता है। नौवहन के कवरेज में भारत और उसके सीमाओं से लगे 1500 किलोमीटर के क्षेत्र में यह सुविधाएं प्रदान करने में सक्षम होगा। इसमें नौवहन सिग्नल 20 मीटर के विभेदन क्षमता और 50 नैनोसेकंड से अधिक की समय परिशुद्धता के लिए डिजाइन किया गया है। NVS-1 L1 बैंड पर अपनी अतिरिक्त सेवाएं प्रदान करने के लिए भी डिजाइन किया गया है। नाविक के अन्य अनुप्रयोगों में है भौमिक, आकाशीय तथा समुद्री नौवहन, भूगणितीय सर्वेक्षण, आपातकालीन सेवाएं, मोबाइल की स्थिति आधारित सेवाएं, उपग्रहों का कक्षा निर्धारण, महत्वपूर्ण संस्थानों में सामयिक सेवाएं, इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स और ऐसे अनेक युक्ति अनुप्रयोग शामिल हैं। तृतीय चरण पूरी तरह उद्दिष्ट पथ का अनुकरण करता हुआ
+13 minutes।
यह वह अंतिम चरण है जो यान को 251 किलोमीटर तक ले जाएगा तथा गति 9.75 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड। यह गति NVS-1 उपग्रह को प्रदान करेगा जिससे वह उस कक्षा में अंतःक्षेपित होगा।
Slow down. Imagine you are exactly where you need to be. It's your happy place.
Like my Falenko home.
Furniture so good, you never want to leave home. Rent it, buy it, own it your way. Falenko, great homes start with great furniture.
वर्तमान में यान की सापेक्ष गति 7.1 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड तथा ऊंचाई 133 किलोमीटर।
We have come 827 seconds past the launch time. The current relative velocity is 7.22 kilometers per second. The current altitude is 134 kilometers. The trajectory being followed by the launch vehicle is as per the prediction, very precise.
उपग्रह का पूर्ण परिशुद्धता से कक्षा में स्थापित किया जाना बहुत आवश्यक होता है। इससे उपग्रह की लाइफ भी बढ़ती है और सेवाएं उपलब्ध कराने में बहुत आसानी होती है।
Cryo stage performance normal.
For the present mission GSLV F12, the cryo stage is provided with active pressurization system for the propellant, which is an upgrade to enhance the reliability of the engine and stage. Presently, Port Blair and Brunei stations are tracking.
Plus 16 minutes.
क्रायो स्टेज व अंतिम चरण है GSLV F12 का, जो कि उपग्रह को उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में स्थापित करेगा। यह चरण LPSC द्वारा निर्मित किया गया है।
Cryo stage performance normal. Plus 17 minutes.
कुछ ही क्षणों पश्चात तृतीय चरण को बंद कर दिया जाएगा तथा उचित कक्षा पहुंचते ही उपग्रह को प्रमुचित किया जाएगा।
The current altitude is 189 kilometers. The cryo stage is still operating, and in the last few seconds of its operation,
अब कुछ ही क्षणों पश्चात हम देखेंगे क्रायो स्टेज का बंद होना तथा उपग्रह के अंतक्षेपण की स्थितियां प्राप्त होते ही उपग्रह का अंतक्षेपण।
Brunei and Bayak ground stations are currently tracking.
Cryo stage thrust cutoff. Slide injection condition is achieved.
क्रायो स्टेज का कट ऑफ कर दिया गया है तथा अंतक्षेपण की स्थितियां प्राप्त की जा चुकी हैं। अब कुछ ही क्षणों में
NVS-01 satellite separated.
The satellite NVS-01 has been separated and placed into the intended
F12
orbit.
NVS-01 mission accomplished.
ये हम ऑनबोर्ड कैमरा की मदद से देख पा रहे हैं। NVS-1 को सफलतापूर्वक उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में अंतक्षेपित कर दिया गया है और इसके साथ ही यह मिशन सफल होता है।
The launch of GSLV F12 NVS-01 mission has been successful. The jubilant ambience in the Mission Control Center is a testimony to how much this success matters to ISRO. Many congratulations to all the teams of ISRO. We take leave from you to continue to be with us for the address by Secretary DOS, Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
Giri and satellite director. Good morning, all of you. Congratulations for the excellent GSLV F12 NVS-01 mission outcome. I am very happy to announce the NVS-01 navigation satellite for the Navi constellation has been placed in the precise orbit by GSLV F12 vehicle. Congratulations to the entire team, ISRO, for making this mission happen. As all of you are aware, this mission of GSLV F12 is after the debacle that we had in F10 mission, where there was an issue in the cryogenic stage. The cryogenic engine ignition could not be accomplished. And I'm very happy that the corrections, the modifications in the cryogenic stage that we have done in this stage, as well as the lessons that we learned out of it to make our cryogenic stage more reliable, has really paid benefits. And we are seeing the success in our GSLV Mark III LVM-3 mission with the C25 stage, as well as with the CUS stage with the required modifications done. So I want to specifically thank the entire failure analysis committee who went through this and made our life much better, and also for LPSC, Liquid Propulsion System Center, who worked hard to make sure the cryogenic stage is brought back to its high levels of reliability. Today, the NAVIC satellite NVS-01 is the second generation of navigation satellite with the additional capabilities that we have already brought into this satellite constellation, where we make the signals more secure. We made more a civilian frequency band L1, and also introduced our atomic clock, which is designed and developed by Space Applications Center, ISRO. And this is one of the 5 series of satellites in this new configuration that are to be launched. So I would like to thank all those people who worked to make this satellite as well and make this mission a really grand success. Now the satellite is in a geotransfer orbit. Now the satellite team will take over, and now we'll do the rest of the functions of circularizing it and placing it at the right place in the position where it is intended to be. So I wish all the very best to the satellite team for subsequent missions. So today we have with me the mission director, Sri Giri, who will speak to you, and also the satellite director, who will speak afterwards. Good morning. Hearty congratulations to the entire ISRO team for the grand success of GSLV F12 NVS-01 mission. The GSLV F12 has injected the satellite in a very good orbit, 173 by 40,779 kilometers, which will give better life for satellites. See, this is the first successful flight of the GSLV with 4-meter payload fairing. The earlier 4-meter fairings, we had anomalies, not because of PLF, but because of some other reasons in other systems. Now, with the 4-meter PLF, GSLV has the capability to launch bigger payloads and provide them a better aerodynamic environment. We can now confidently launch NISR next year. See, last flight GSLV F10 anomaly was heartbreaking for all of us. But Chairman ISRO was always acting as a moral booster because of the constant encouragement and encouragement directors, the core team, along with the SDS, has recovered fully, and the cryo stage is modified with the FAC recommendations. I especially compliment IPRC, LPSC teams for bringing out the cryo stage with the support of BSSC and SDSC. I salute the SDS and SR teams spread across the various centers of ISRO who has put their heart and soul in the great work to bring back GSLV to success track. Now GSLV has become combined with other satellites with to have an operational launch vehicle for ISRO, and has come back to the success. There has been excellent support from center directors for bringing back GSLV. I salute the excellent review by subsystem FRRs, FRLB, Apex, MRR, National Expert Committee, which helped in resolving issues and making the launch vehicle very robust. The industries in India have contributed immensely to the realization of this vehicle. I acknowledge the contribution by HAL, especially in realizing 4-meter OPLF one time. The GSLV core project has demonstrated excellent teamwork, perseverance, and persistence, because we were always slightly hampered by the earlier failures, but the team kept the morale and took the excellent task of bringing back GSLV to success with the support from all SDS spread across various centers. The role played by Regulatory Secretary Tommy Joseph, who has been here in SHAR for many days and in realizing systems, is to be specially mentioned, and as well as Director Sriharikota. Other important contributions were from Sri Getty Jose and Sri A.B. Mercy. They require special mention. The NVS-01 satellite launched today is very special because it has the L1 band and used indigenously developed atomic clock. My best wishes to the NVS-01 spacecraft team for the upcoming spacecraft operations, which will provide better navigation capability for India. Once again, my hearty compliments to the entire ISRO team, to the loving family members who supported the team members for achieving this success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Now the satellite director, Mr. Bhaskar.
Good morning to one and all. I do believe that Naughty Boy has been fully tamed. Respected Chairman, Directors, distinguished invitees, a very good morning. The launch of NVS-01 is an event which all of us in the navigation community have been looking forward to for quite some time because of two reasons. One is we have included the popular civilian band L1, and the inclusion of this band will make us interoperable with international operators. Second, and the most important reason is we have included our very own indigenous atomic clock developed by SAC Ahmedabad. A big kudos to all the teams from SAC payload team. Also wish to place on record thanks to Chairman ISRO for giving us an early launch despite a slew of flagship programs lined up. I would also like to thank Director URSA for his constant guidance and support, and to all my mentors and reviewers for making the realization of the satellite. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all my team members from various centers of ISRO who have made this possible today. And in a few days from now, we'll be making the satellite operational and we'll be putting the satellite in the desired position. And later on, we'll be getting the navigational information from this. In short, if the launcher has the will, satellite will show the way. Thank you.
So we will now request our center directors who have contributed immensely to this program to have a quick briefing on this. So we don't want to take long time. So I will start with Director SAC Ahmedabad.
Good morning, everybody. At the outset, let me congratulate Team ISRO as well as Chairman ISRO and all the stakeholders in this mission. And as we celebrate 70 years of climbing of Everest, it was a field task for Team ISRO. It is like climbing Everest only. And once again, I compliment all my team members at Space Application Center for developing an excellent payload. And I hope that surely you are going to hear a lot about NAVIC in near future. Thank you. Director of the Satellite Center, Mr. Shankaran.
Good morning. After a long time, a satellite going into geo orbit has been launched by us. Of course, last year we had the commercial launch for NCEL, but our own satellite, it's quite some time we are having a launch. And today, on a hot summer day in Shar, where the temperature is more than 40, but you feel like 50, what more pleasure than having an operational satellite with GSLV, putting it in the precise orbit. What more pleasure do we all need? Thank you very much for the entire community for contributing to make this launch vehicle as well as satellite success. The satellite now has deployed its solar panels, gone through its venting sequence, and is ready to now take up the next operations to raise its orbit and go to the geostationary orbit at 5-degree inclination. So looking forward to operationalizing this satellite as part of the new NAVIC constellation. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Now the Director of the Liquid Propulsion System Center, Dr. Narayanan.
Good morning. Heartiest congratulations to each and every one of you. It is a very proud moment for ISRO as well as the entire country that we accomplished a very important mission, GSLV F12 NAVIC 01. And this vehicle has got more number of propulsion systems. In fact, 7 propulsion systems which has worked in a synchronized way and delivered the satellite in the required orbit. Very heartening to note that all the vehicle systems have performed extremely well. Coming to the cryo stage, after a setback, when we have come back with the necessary corrections and improvements, really the teams have done extremely well, exceptionally well, and today the performance reveals that cryo stage performance is as expected and as predicted. On this occasion, let me congratulate and compliment each and every team members, our family members, and the satellite team for realizing an excellent satellite. Thank you. Jai Hind.
The Director of the ISRO Propulsion Complex at Mahendragiri, Sri Asir Pakiraj.
Yeah. Congratulations, India. It's very heartening to note the success of the GSLV NVS-01 mission. At this point of time, let me place on record the appreciable efforts taken by the liquid propulsion community in bringing out the GS2, L40 and the CUS stages. I thank my IPRC family for a tireless work to bring these stages and showing the success of the GSLV vehicle once more. Thank you.
The Director of the ISRO Satellite Tracking Network, Mr. Ramakrishnan.
Good morning to all. Thank you, sir. It's a really great mission. After a long time, we had a very great success here. And all our tracking stations have provided very immensely useful data. And I'm sure the satellite will be put in right orbit, and it is going to prove our navigation community a very, very useful system. And I compliment the entire country and the entire ISRO team. Thank you. Thank you all.
I'll invite Dr. Sam Dayaladev, the Director of the ISRO Inertial Systems Unit.
Good morning. Really very happy to see the successful flight of GF12. Really I compliment as well as congratulate all of you for the excellent contribution really coming after a setback in F10. So the type of reviews that had gone through, especially for the cryo stage, excellent reviews, and all the elements were really put into great rig so that so nothing is left unturned. So really very happy to see the performance of the whole stages. And also, personally, I think ISRO Inertial System Unit is also very happy that because in NVS-01, the first magnetic levitated reaction wheels is being flown, where with the excellent micro vibration capability. So we are looking forward the performance because a magnetic suspended reaction wheel typically, literally, the life is infinite. So that contribution also we are very happy. So I wish all the very best for the subsequent spacecraft operations and see that our indigenous atomic clock also performing to the best in par with the rest of the world. Thank you. Jai Hind.
I wish to invite Dr. Unikrishnan Nair, the director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, who is from where the rocket has come.
Very good morning, India. Congratulations to all the system development agencies across all ISRO centers, all industries, and all the national eminent experts and academia who have been the part of the failure analysis committee. And since the last failure to today, it has been a learning phase. We have understood and we corrected. That is why GSLV is back in action. GSLV is there for launching total class of GEO satellite. And demonstrating that with 4-meter fairing, we have demonstrated in GSLV. And with this launch, GSLV also inching towards higher reliability. It has crossed the 0.9 reliability mark. And GSLV will be there for more missions in future. Thank you very much.
Finally, I wish to invite the director of this center, the Satish Dhawan Space Center, and he is the chairman of the Launch Authorization Board, Sriharikota.
Congrats, Team India, across ISRO and the industries for making one more vehicle after all these failures. Some vehicles require coaching, and this seems to be well done by all the failure analysis committee and recommendation, and has been strengthened, and it has been shown today. Both the vehicle as well as the spacecraft is having better instrumentation and augmentation to serve the country. At SHAR, we had the 2023 fourth successful launch. Every month we are having a habit of a successful launch. Let us keep it. Whether the weather is helping us or not, I hope the entire team across centers and this one comes into here for the last mile activity and making this a very good way to progress in a time-bound manner. And I also thanks Chairman for giving all the support, making us that all the support is available at this place to carry out the work without any hitch. Already we are having vehicles further, and I am also happy to note at SDSC SHAR that we have multiple launch campaigns going on simultaneously, both commercial as well as development, and I compliment all the people to do the work once again. And once again I thank the entire community for making a successful launch. Thank you.
On this very happiest occasion, it's very important that I should recognize the support that we are getting from the government, especially in authorizing us to have this launch of GSLV after a failure, and the confidence the decision makers, our honorable prime ministers and other key functionaries who reviewed it to see that we have done the required work, and also to see the NAVI constellation is something that is very crucial for this nation to have a regional navigation constellation, and it must be made to fully operational status. It must be put to use for various applications that we already started to work on.
I take this opportunity to tell you that we are going to make this NAVIC system fully functional and operational for the benefit of this nation. There is huge amount of opportunity that is waiting for us to exploit in the future. And also the case of GSLV, we had, of course, there were issues in the past, but I am very sure the full configuration which we all dreamt to make it operational is on the way, and we are having the next launch of GSLV with a climate and weather observation satellite called INSAT 3DS that will be happening soon. And after that, the same rocket is bound to take the NISR, the India NASA synthetic aperture radar satellite as well.
Coming months, we are going to have launches of PSLV as well as GSLV Mark III, and we are also getting ready to launch the test vehicle of the Gaganyaan. Of course, the launches of further PSLVs and SSLVs in the offing. The SHAR is best with a lot of activities towards all of this. So let me take goodbye from you today at this moment and hope to tell you the final status of the orbit-rising process and the operationalization NAVIC in due course. Thank you, goodbye from Satish Dhawan Space Center.